hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring. How you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
Gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. Rocking that 35 round. See that we have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, with the push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Clique aí, meu chat. Você tá no YouTube, faz o clipe da jogada. Toma no cara.
Um som, morto.
Vou cravar esquerda, vou cravar cima, crava esquerda, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem um. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que cortar essa
Pode ver agora, calma, segura.
Sub-Zero pernambucano. Nossa!
And we've got 2 players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god. We've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Moving quick list in with the side of Nova. Dave, you're going to go in and pretty much
People see, there is one A, there is one A, there is one A, there is one A now, there is one A now.
Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
out. Oh my. Chris, he's all 1-4. Where you at, homie? I know you're a typical sniper in this area, but right now you're a sniper. It ain't even close. Lucky, get headshot. Costco, flip the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
X7 was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make this.
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artemisa coming through. What's that? Is that the kilo? Whoa! Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Kells. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kind of nuts with the kilo, bro. I have been. Found herself on that Sparrow shot, but the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, Brick stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there for the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone.
Alrighty, everybody, we're live back at it again. It is Mobile Mayhem EU Winter 2023 Qualifiers. As always, it's your boy Verdict. Join me today, someone who actually knows a lot more about the game than I do. It's going to be none other than the famous Coach Zem. Zem, how are we doing today, buddy?
We're doing good, man. It's a pleasure to wake up on a Friday afternoon and watch some European qualifiers. I'm excited to see some of these games.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty exciting. I know we've already gone through day one. I've looked at the brackets. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just got to breeze through them. I didn't know too much about a few of these teams. I had to look at the rosters and everything, but I think we've got probably one of the best stages set for an EU qualifiers since I've been in business here with Mobile Mayhem EU. I think this region as a whole is a lot of improvement needs to come about it after champs from last year. But hey, got to start somewhere. Some of these up and coming talents are certainly going to be on stage today, and they're going to be strutting their talents and making sure that they are known. Zim, based off what we've seen in the past and some of these teams that popped through, I don't know if you got a chance to take a look at the rosters, but what are some of the names that stand out, like as far as roster wise goes?
To look at the rosters, I quite honestly, I didn't actually see too many people that I actually recognized, but I saw one or two guys in particular on, I'll take a look right now, on Premonition, which I think is one of the teams that we're going to see today, the U Chris W guy. I don't remember what team he was on, but I do remember watching him play. He was a decent player in the league, and just taking around a look around. Like Enigma strikes me as interesting. Leader,
yeah.
I haven't seen Leader play in a long time.
It's been a while.
Obviously, Lydia returning. She's a great player. Brixta, she's also on that roster. She's a beast. those are the two teams that, for me, I'm definitely expecting to go through into the league. As far as the rest of them, I'm not exactly sure how many we're going to take, but definitely excited to see a couple new people and see if I add a couple people to the list of eyes to watch.
There we go. Their eyes to watch. Something else to note as well as we go through challengers. 15 teams started this, or qualifiers. 15 teams came through to compete. Only 2 of these teams are actually going to have secured spots into the Mobile Mayhem regular season. And off the bat, I think you make a good, valid point about Enigma. I think they boast a lot of talent in bringing back Leader, who we haven't seen for a couple seasons, but we also have talents in Brixa and Lydia who have been there, done that. And then they bring on 2 up-and-comers who were arguably 2 of the best players in the whole entire region last year in the rookie category. As a matter of fact, Barrage Theor won the Rookie of the Season, and Etsy was a 3rd runner-up. So that team is in the winners round. They're going to be playing off-stream. They are going to be playing against... I have to take a look at it. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, we didn't really do too much reviewing. We got hit with this last night. We're like, hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take it and run with it. They're going to be playing against Void. So they're in the winners round. They're on pace to set stage and make their run to guarantee themselves a spot. If they take that series, I do believe they've got themselves a pretty solid chance. But again, at hand, who are we going to see today? Well, right now we're going to be taking a look at Premonition and Icy, as well as Typhoon and Duckers. Winners of this matchup move on. Losers of these matchups are completely out. And looking at the talent who we have in the lobby right now, I do believe I recall a lot of the players that are on this Icy Mont roster. Rashes, Turtle, Snarkito. I'm not sure who Squiggly Lion's name is, but hey, you know what? We're here to discover some new talents. This is the best chance to do it here in EU qualifiers. And based off of what we've had in recent past, we haven't seen too many teams stand out and come through in qualifiers and dominate and then jump into the regular season and dominate. So, maybe this is a chance for someone to, be that oddball, come through and just absolutely own qualifiers and then move on to the regular season where, it's a different beast and a different story. So we're going to get geared up for this first series. Zim, Premonition, and Icy. Again, we don't have too much, I don't have too much on Premonition, but I would be interested to see what they can bring to the table. Icy, again, I'm pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I have a very little bit of an understanding of what both of these teams are kind of rocking with for Europe. Definitely, probably wouldn't regardless, because we've gone through our off season now. The 2022 season's over, so now we're getting into 2023. Rosters have changed in a whole bunch of different ways, and we're seeing new iterations of groups that are trying to make it into the league. I think we have seen on 1 or 2 separate different occasions, both in Europe and North America, a challenger team, or a qualifier team rather, just smack through qualifiers, make it into the league, and actually not do too poorly. The first team that comes to mind for Europe for me is EUE. Do you remember that team?
Oh yeah.
With I don't remember what the team name was.
It was Cree,
Cree and these guys.
Yeah.
They were up and coming dudes. I remember when I was working with Stamina all of that time, or Animus back then, all of that time back. They had played against them in a couple tournaments, and when I asked who they were, because they were pretty good, it was just like, oh, they're rank warriors. And then we saw them in qualifiers, and they did really well. They got into the league, and they made a deep, really a nice run in stage 3, up until being ultimately eliminated by one of the better teams. But it was a disappointment to see them be so successful in Mobile Mayhem and fall so short right before getting to their regional. But we're going to see if we can find another team like that and see if history repeats itself in Europe.
All right, well, we're going to see if history can repeat itself a little bit and possibly get something different out of the norm. I know they are quite upset about where they finished at in last season's champs run. We only had one team from EU actually qualified to get into that second bracket. It was a cluster to say the least, but we have a completely new, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're painting, a different
Canvas.
Canvas, yeah. We got a whole completely different new canvas to paint as we're getting geared up for it. I think Roster Mania hit harder than I have ever seen it hit in EU in the entirety of me being here as well. So I think things need to shake up. I think we need to switch up some players and get around to see what's going to work best and what's going to work better for everybody. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at, let me get this sponsors up top. There we go. I don't know what happened, but most of my stuff from OBS got reset after this previous update. There we go. We're good now. We're back in business. Best of 3 for this first matchup at hand. It's Premonition. It's Icy. They're going to be taking their talents down to Slums for game number 1 and Hardpoints. Takeoff, Search and Destroy for game number 2. We're going to head on down to Firing Range here for game number 3 in that Control. This is a best of 3 format with the Annihilator and the Claw being banned. Zim, these, you know, the metas that we're going to see banned moving forward, are these the map selections that we're going to see at a best of 3 normally?
Annihilator is definitely probably going to be a staple ban. Purifier, you said it was Purifier, right?
Annihilator and Claw.
Okay, Claw. So Claw I can definitely see being a prio ban for the West, all Western teams. Annie, it's going to be very simple. Can we take over a game with it or not? A lot of teams feel like when they get to the top level and you're playing against the Narcs, the Sharks, and the Marvels, you're probably not going to want to play Annihilators with those guys. So we'll probably see Annihilator banned out a lot in the season. Claw is definitely coming up. I know a lot of people have a comfortability with it. Offers a lot of flexibility for your AR, your SKS type dudes. So I know guys like to have that in hand. Definitely standard. As far as the maps go, we actually have 2 really like unique and difficult maps to play. And Hardpoint Slums, we don't see that very often. Definitely not picked a lot. And the Takeoff S&D, nobody in their right mind wants to go out of their way and pick a takeoff and risk being on the offensive side. Yeah. Unless you're Zim last season, we love Takeoff S&D.
What's up with
most
that?
Teams are not gonna want to play that.
I mean, you got to be unique. You got to be extraordinary. You got to be willing to face, you know, adversity. And what better way to do it than being on the offensive side and a Search and Destroy? It's going to be Firing Range.
We just got a blender of a series.
We do. I was about to say, this is probably the most toxic matchup that we're going to see all day long. Yeah. These maps we don't ever see Slums in Hardpoint, ever. We see it in either Control, and if you're Luminosity from last year in Search and Destroy. But yeah. I've come to find out that EU, like, their specialty is playing Takeoff, Search and Destroy, and losing all of their defensive rounds and just banking on offensive round wins. So
that's so interesting.
It's this region in a nutshell. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we got to see we got to see Strut a little bit in Champs play against the Indian team. I watched that front and center, their qualification match not qualification match, but their match that would help them propel to be in a good spot in the next round in groups. They played against Vitality and smashed them on offense. We're sitting front row and we're watching them play the Takeoff defense. We're like, surely when you're up 5-1, you win 5 offensive rounds, it's over from here. And yeah, that defense, that pesky defense on Takeoff, didn't work too well for them. But we're getting into Slums. Super one-sided map. We're going to look at blue side to really control the pace. P1 into P2 is probably your best foothold. You get a hold of that first P2, you're sitting really pretty for the rest of the game. But yeah, we'll kind of see if the blue side gets, or rather if the red side gets a flip early, and that'll dictate a lot of the score for us at about first 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a doozy of a matchup right now. You're in qualifiers. If all odds weren't stacked up against you right now, it's a 4v5. As Premonition are going to be down a man rolling into this hardpoint. Not sure what the situation is there. Maybe they couldn't get everything laxed and ready to roll, but Looney is trying to make something happen on the outskirts of the point. Nonetheless, it is going to be a team with 5 standing strong here on P1. Not a single bit of adversity heading their way here in this ringside affair. And Zim, I mean, this is a difficult one to watch as is. This map is very unique and don't normally see it in Hardpoint. What's the chances a 4v5 comes through for Premonition?
It's pretty much slim to none. This this map is unforgiving as it goes. It's 60 after 60 after 60 after P1. You get that P2 setup. It's very difficult to break from the inside of the blue side. That P1, you can kind of be in a position like this for the red side where you get time. But if you don't have that spawn for that P2, you're gonna have a little bit of a blender. Luckily for the team for the team blue, they're going to have the spawns, but they're down a man, which is important. Coming off after this one, when we get into the P3, another 60 hit, and that P4 can be really, really brutal if you're getting that blue spawn having to run through that grave. So I'm not gonna imagine that this stays too close after this P2, but for the time being, they've got the spawn and they've got the they've got the set of kills to go for it. Maybe they can keep it interesting.
Yeah, the defense seems to be handling their business. They're winning their gunnies. 2v1s, 1v3s, it don't matter. Right now, it's the gunfights that prevail here for the side of Icy. They're going to be able to clear the hill, and this is what we're talking about. Brute force push through either sides of the left or right angles. Certainly, the manpower is going to overwhelm the 4 players. Right now, it's a breakdown for the defense. They can't get back on the point. They've got the spawn zim, but it's not looking too good to getting back onto the objective, which you got to count your kills in this instance. Rashes is going to make him count some shots. He's streaked the hell up. 6 combo, 10 kills in total. Cut your losses at Heffernu as we saddle up for P3. It is going to be an early setup for both teams. Does look like the advantage is going to remain in the courts of the players over at Icy.
It's going to continue to be very, very difficult to be playing man down on every single break and every single hold. That first blood on this map is extremely important on every single one of your waves. And it just on my eye, it looks a little more difficult for Team Blue to actually do things because you're already down a man, but you're also running a guy with an SKS. So you're one less person that's more inclined to get up in there in the mix and actually get a lot of those trades for those subs. But for now, MFops is doing a little bit of work. He's actually getting a couple kills. They've got a nice control set of the spawn for the fountain, and they're pushing the enemy spawn into that blue, so that SKS is in a nice position to do some work, but he's on the front line and he gets taken down. And again, just like we said, that first blood, they're getting traded out and losing that time.
Yeah, that infinite amount of resources and players. I say it's infinite. It's one more, but in Hardpoint, always
Feels
one more
like
counts.
infinite.
Yeah, it feels like infinite. It's like you go through a wave, you shut it down like on P2. You know, you went through that first initial wave, and it's like, oh, damn, this may be something that is doable. And then that second wave came through, and the players just seemed to brute force push all the way down the staircase. And there's Murder She Wrote from there. Right now, it's a 100-point lead going into this P4 setup, where we could already see the focus is very, very, very great setup here for the boys over at Icy. As a matter of fact, I love this. I know you always preach playing towards the brick side of this map. Going into a P4, you want that mid-side spawn. You don't want this backside spawn. Is that right?
Yeah, this grave spawn, because if this happens, you get broken on the hill and you're having to run to grave. There's just a whole bunch of different ways that you can actually get smashed on. You got the blue van, you've got the white van on the other side, just different angles. You have that window, and then obviously various people on the statue head glitch. It gets very difficult entering through the grave and trying to get back into the side. But regardless, like we said, that one-man advantage. They're just going to be able to slay and have that extra guy to get that trade off and get onto that time. And then the brick spawn isn't going to really do too much for you if you're not able to hold that time and transition it really well. So for the time being, they've got guys on P1. A nice little 2-piece is going to come from La Lune, but La Lune's going to get a really nice spawn, and it's quality opportunity here. You got 2 seconds. You don't want to spawn out yet. They're going to get a little lucky with those P1 side spawns, but if they can maybe get a wave in, maybe we can see 100 points gathered up from the 4v5 team, and then who knows, going into a P2.
Well, basically gifting a game number 1 in a best-of-3 format. Not necessarily the best opportunity here for Premonition, but cards have been dealt. The game's being played through. MFops trying to get some time on the hill. It's going to be contested, so no points to regain here on this reset on the P1 site. Ringside's going to be cleared. It is going to be, once again, ICI2K, or Mont. I'm sorry, not ICI2K. I'm just kind of familiar with the name and the terminology. Right now, it's the split coming through. It's basically a 3-line wave of players for trying to fend for themselves here. Is Premonition not necessarily getting the best hand dealt to them right now, as Drag's trying to get the clearance onto P1, but you've got players in multitudes. It's just going to be a continuation of a uphill battle from here on out. And again, now 130 points rolling into this P2 site where you don't have the early setup. You don't have the number advantage. You don't have any kind of opportunity here. We'll see how they play it, but I'm not saying that it's over, but a full 60 here could end it. Chances of that happening are pretty slim. We'll see if Icy can get it done, though, as Premonition still on the prowl. They're trying to clear all odds and ends. Backside spawns here for MFops. That's a full wipe, but they are not going to be rewarded with those backside spawns.
Yeah, the spawn here is really going to do all the work for the red side team. It looks like, for me, extremely unfortunate circumstance to be in, and probably that much more difficult since you're going into a takeoff, and we currently don't have any idea on who's going to get that defense, which is that huge advantage. If you are the blue side team, Premonition, and you are not getting that defense on takeoff, you don't really have the luxury of saying, yeah, it's okay for us to lose this game. We'll just go and win the search. It's going to be an uphill battle there as well. But this game is definitely probably going to end sometime soon. We're already crossed the 200-point mark. We're going into a P3 right now. Team Icy is leading the transition on that as well, and yeah, we're not going to be in this map too long.
All right, well, you know, I've always felt like if you're going to 4v5, it can't be on hardpoint, especially with the way the spawns work now. It's damn near impossible. Rolling into a Search or Destroy, I think we might see better odds. I felt like Search or Destroy always, you know, if you can always practice catering being down a man in Search or Destroy. In hardpoint, there's never, I mean, the amount of talent that it requires to hold a single point is just, I mean, ridiculous. Again, I'll go back to the spawns. They don't favor 4v5s in any caliber. Search or Destroy, you might have a better opportunity, but right now it's 15 seconds. Go ahead and put a bow and a ribbon on, even if they don't close it out here, which it's looking like they are, as Rush is going to be able to clear out the point and hold off the push from the front side of the entry. He's got the Kilo in hand, or the Krig in hand, rather. And that's going to be it right here. Game number 1 going down 250, 273. The 5v4 prevails, and Premonition going to be down in the series 0-1. Icy, they just need one more to close this one out. Got to see a better performance out of this 4v5 stack there, or 5 to 5th player. I mean, one or the other out of this Premonition roster.
I definitely didn't expect that coming into the series before the broadcast started. I looked at Premonition and I looked at Enigma and I said, those are probably 2 teams that, if I had to bet my money on it, are teams that are going to come out of the bracket. But 4v5 is difficult, like we continue to say, and you know, if you're Icy, I'll take those. It's like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not beating the horse on it. I am taking that 4v5 and taking this map lead, and you're gonna have to beat me on a takeoff now. It looks like they're also gonna get the defense on. Oh no, it looks like Premonition's gonna get defense. Do we switch sides? For
that is a great question. Yes, I have no idea.
Because in a best of 3, we should switch sides in a best of 3 if this was drafted. Like I'd be saying that too. Like if I'm on this team and I'm in the map, we win a 4v5 and we go into a takeoff. We just had to play bad side on slums. It's not our fault that we had to play 4 or we had to play 5v4. Like I want this defense on takeoff. So we'll have to take a look and see if that's actually something that happens. That would be a great and massive advantage for Team Icy. It would be a backbreaker as well for Premonition. And yep, there goes the host changed the changed the side, and Icy's gonna get that defense, and the uphill battle truly begins. We're gonna have to see some stellar search played from Premonition if they even want a chance. But it looks like a player left from Icy. Are they being honorable and 4v4?
No,
nope,
no,
never mind.
definitely not. All is fair in war and games, right? Well, I mean, nothing's fair in a 4v5, so I think I saw a squiggly line character name. I don't know who that is, but whoever you are, I can't pronounce your name. I'm not going to attempt to try to. I'm old, okay? Make it easy for me. Don't make it more difficult, right? I mean, right now, we're going to be jumping into the Search or Destroy. It does look like we're going to have the 5th player in Kairu come through for the sub for Premonition. So, standing a fighting chance. I think that map could have gone a little differently if we seen a 5v5. To be honest, can't call it. I mean, it's said and done, and Icy got the win. So, that's all we've got to say about that. We're going to get that one hooked up now as we're going to be heading over to Takeoff, as we mentioned. If you missed the best of 3 format, this is winner moves on, losers out. I mean, you're starting off on the wrong foot here. If you're Premonition, maybe they should have seen that one coming and accommodated a little beforehand. But nonetheless, the show must go on, and show is going to take us to Takeoff, Search or Destroy. And as Zim has honorably mentioned, we're going to be heading over there with the side of Premonition being on the attack off the rip. What does that mean in EU? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've seen some of the weirdest things and strats come through and take off. And we've seen 4-2 after the first 6 for the attack having the advantage. So maybe this is a setup for a comeback for them, right?
Definitely more difficult for the offensive side to play the game, but you know, there are sometimes just strange things that happen, and we have to take note of it. In Europe, like you've mentioned, the offensive side seems to be the darling on this map. So we'll actually have to see if this carries over into qualifier play. But yeah, we're gonna really need to see strong sniper play from both teams if you want a shot at making it out of this map intact. Offensively, you're really gonna need to see strong sniper play. This map is very punishing with the open lanes, exposed bomb sites in the middle of the map, and another bomb site that's very firmly entrenched on the side of the defensive team. So those opening picks are going to be very important for you to get first blood. Going to put your team in a good position. We're also going to really need to see strong utility play. Where are my smokes landing? Are my trophies coming down so I'm not getting naded on first blood? And it looks like we do have some sniper play right here. We also have an SKS on the side of Premonition, or is it IC? Yep, Team IC has an SKS and a sniper. So we'll actually see where this SKS posts up. He's going to go dome side. Great spot for the SKS. And first blood here is going to dictate the pace of the round.
All right, well, we're going to see what happens now as we got a little bit of silence before the shots come through. Oh my god, Kalo right there. Dome shot coming through. That's two. No answer back here as the bomb's going to go down. Drax is in a position to pick it up, but right now, you got to try and find some picks to even this thing out before you make any kind of rotations through. MFOP's going to be holding off the flank through this P4 site. And already off to a bad start here in the Search and Destroy after taking a miserable 4v5 loss in that Slumps hardpoint. We're heading over to takeoff. And first round, I mean, it doesn't set the tone for the match, but we'll see if they can bounce back.
Love to see this cross here. The SKS, once again, like we highlighted, in a great spot in the window, and sure as day, he gets 2 kills. But we love to see Snarkito on the cross here with the shorty. Really nice visual for the SKS here, able to tell him if he needs to back up, reposition himself to get a better angle on a kill, and they're working that really nicely. On the other side of the map, it's not like the Premonition team has anywhere to go. The sniper, squiggly lines in the middle of the map, has the complete cutoff on the vast majority of the middle side, and even if the bomb even thinks of rotating, you're going to get caught up by this sniper here with plenty of time for your teammates to be called and to rotate as well.
Oh,
Bomb site's going to be very difficult, as we're going to see narrowly a shot missed there from Curie onto the squiggly line, but the bomb is approaching the red side, and first blood here could make it playable.
Yeah, great read from squiggly line. The COD timing, though, is I think they heard the shots, and that was the sign to back down. The information is going to be given away. Drax is going to be taken out before he gets the bomb plant down. Caldo is going to be good for 4 this round. And that is going to conclude it. Premonition already off to a very bad start here in the takeoff. We'll see if they can learn from the mistakes from round 1 as we buckle up for round number 2. 1-0 lead after a 4-kill first round here for Callo. We'll see if that SKS can add some more fuel to the fire after that one. Great start to the round last. So you had 2 picks almost instantly, and then there was not really an answer back other than the first blood that came through for MFOPs, who, again, is going to find first blood there in this round. Brinks is going to be able to get the trade. Rashes, oh my god, almost got 4K, but it is going to be the gun, and he is able to win. That's going to leave 2 left alive here, and yet again, a repeat from last round, a copy pasta. It's a 1v4. And another devastating round off the rip here for Premonition.
The difficulty here now, excuse me, so the bomb is down on the side, and you have very little information if you're curious on where the rest of the team is. On top of that, your tactician smoke guy died borderline first blood, so now you don't even have that as a resource to help you put that bomb down. The power positions are just going to eat that up on the map, so we're going to see Kiryu in a 1v4. We've seen crazier things in higher stake tournaments. Right off the rip, the Little B clutch against Tribe is ringing true, so the sniper can make it possible. Another shot's going to be missed there. You got to hit those. Going to hop into the ATM and try to see if he works in the dome area, but he's got a guy above him, and he's going to get taken out. So the roadmap for success for Premonition. We need to get a first blood. If that comes before a smoke, great. If it comes after, that's fine. But we need to focus as well on getting map control so we can put this bomb down. MFOPs can't be dying so early. We need that smoke to come out and be useful. It looks like he's going to toss both of those smokes. I wouldn't be a strong recommender of this, but it's going to give him a nice lane to run through the middle of the map. And he also has the bomb, so if he dies in another interesting position, he's going to get a nice kill onto that player there. Rash is in the limit area, and the bomb is now firmly pushed onto the other side of the map in the red area, and lots of opportunity now for Premonition to make a play.
Yeah, great positioning here. MFOPs is there in perfect positioning to get the trade, get the scouting report that Rashes is certainly going to be around this area lurking as he's been, but it is going to be squiggly lines coming through for the collat. I didn't catch it from their perspective, but good night. I caught it from one of the receiving ends, and it was nasty. It's going to leave Killian and Kairu all on their own yet again. 3 rounds in a row, 2v4s is where we result, leaving us yet again pointless looking going into this third, or rounding out this third round. But we can never count it out. It's never chalked, right? 2v4 is certainly within the realms of what is possible here in COD Mobile. The bad thing is we just haven't seen it for 2 rounds in a row. And it's certainly looking like it might be for a third.
wow.
Kairu going to be able to hit 1 shot. That's going to be Callow. It's going to be even in odds. This is the greatest advantage we've seen Premonition here on the attack since we've started this takeoff search and destroy so far. We'll see if they can make the best of it now. Looks like they're doubling back to clear the angles. They got one player in Brinks to deal with who's just looking for the rotation out of this B3 site. Kills for free. There it goes. The lineup. Brinks is going to be able to get the intel as he's good for 1 and plays his life. 2v4 shut down, possibly. As we see now, it's just a 1v3. And Killian, oh boy, the hip shot. The hip shots look pretty crispy, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill. That's 3 rounds in a row. The defense has prevailed. And takeoff, as you mentioned it, this is a map that is highly defensive oriented. I rebuttal with, hey, you know what? EU is a little different. They're not showing that they are a little different here in this sense, are they?
Perhaps it's difficult or different rather at the very top level of Europe. Maybe they have the secret sauce on how to play the top level of offensive takeoff. It's super hard regardless, whatever the circumstances may be. But another dome entry for Team Premonition. He sniffs out the guy in the corner. He's going to kill Sharkito, but he has a shorty, and he's going to pop him right there in the doorway. And we're going to look at MFOPS now. He's already missing those 2 smokes as he sees Kalo in the window. That's the SKS player that we've seen be so successful here. He's going to need to try to get a first blood onto this to try to even it up, get that equalizer kill for your team, and actually put your person a man up. But Snarkito is going to get that kill, and it's going to get traded. Now we're in a little bit of a stalemate here.
Oh, well, stalemate's drawn. It's Drax who's going to be able to get the trade. Kairu's there to have his back as well. Now the shoe's on the other foot. 4th round in. We're finally starting to see a little traction here on the attack. And Premonition now have themselves quite a bit of an advantage. I said last round was their round to win. Well, I was wrong. Right now, Rashes, you've got to hit those, bro. I don't know how that guy's still alive. He's won. It doesn't matter. Drax is going to be able to clean it up. Finally around on board, and the point on board for the attacking side, Premonition. 4 rounds in, they get the job done on the 4th. And that's going to cut their losses. So far, they need 2 more to recoup, and they've got 2 more on the attack. We'll see if they can learn from those first 4 rounds and use it to their advantage rolling into this 5th. As the target goal is a 7, but you got to win by 2. So we're going to see what happens now. A great recognition of the players that they needed to take down. Callow, not necessarily a big factor last round as he was in the first 3. Oh boy, Drax going to be good for 2 before he is traded out. But the odds and numbers are stacking up against Icy, and with their backs against the wall, they're going to have 2 players defend this site. Callow said he's good for 1, and that's going to close the odds down to 3 players to deal with. But you can see backside of each point is being held, and they're going to give both sites away for free. This bomb plant is certainly going to come down. We're going to see on board now as squiggly lines is starting to make this rotation. Doesn't quite know the bomb's being planted, but surely enough, that bomb is down. Some bad core. That's some poor COD timer right there. Was that just a bad play, or was that just, hey, you know, I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time?
Yeah, it just seems a little unlucky there. He kind of peeked it a second before and kind of went back to it. Looks like some timing to me, but that's the double marksman setup. One of them's going to get taken out, but the SKS is going to fly through the window and also get taken out for that blood. So we actually saw a really nice adjustment there. Kiru, he put in a lot of work there on the weak side. His whole team went dome, and they said to him, hey, I need you to get a kill over by the blue side. If you get that kill, we can wrap that bomb. And we also saw another thing that was kind of key for that transition. We saw MFOPS hold on to one of those smokes so that they could cross the map and actually work a bomb plant. So if we stick to that formula, perhaps we can take another couple offensive rounds here. But another stack here. We're going to look for first blood in the dome area, and this time Kiru's not going to be successful on the weak side, and now the team is in a really tough position. We're going to have to figure out how to get out of the dome and put the bomb in a strong position, while also equalizing the map with limited utility as well. It looks like MFOPS still has hand of both of those smokes, and he's also going to pick up Kiru's sniper rifle. So now he's tasked with the weak side, and we'll see if he can look for an equalizer here.
Yeah, it's not a bad position for the Bop gear to be in, right? It's not in an awkward position where if you get killed,
flexible.
you can't recover. Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of dig the vibes there. You got the smoke to work with as well. You've chucked the nade, though. So, utility's coming to a limited draw. Right now, you got 3 players actually stacked inside of the stadium site. Infop's going to get the God tier lineup on Squiggly line, but Squiggly is smart, not going to be able to peek the head out. Oh! Cross map shot lands. 2 players left standing, Drax and Laloon as Infops drops. Bomb's going to be picked up almost instantly. A 2v5 with 40 seconds left to go. It's not looking doable here, as the last round is going to leave us in a potential 4-2 as we flip sides. But we'll do a little bit of due diligence, and we'll see if Drax and Laloon can make something happen. Entry fragger, Candy's dropped. Up close and personal. Not necessarily the strong suit for this sniper, but some great long-range shots coming through. So 20 seconds left to go. Not a plan in sight. Looking like they're going to brute force push towards the A site. There is multiple numbers of Icy players who are just going to hit the hills and get out. They're going to try and get away. Kayla was actually going to get caught in the transition. Rushes now. Things looking like it might be doable. Drag's going to commit to the bomb plant. He's going to be taken from behind. It's Brinks. They're going to be able to close it out. Icy going to have the Icy 4-2 lead rolling into the 7th round of the Search or Destroy. They only need 3 to close it out, Zim.
My general rule of thumb when preparing for this map offensively was that 2 is your target sweet spot. If you can get a 2 round set on your offense, you're going to be in a really nice spot. Defense is obviously significantly favored on this side of the map, and a really nice smoke lineup for Snarkito. I've actually never seen that before. Really nice lineup is going to be able to give his team the space to get up out of that dome and play aggressively for those first bloods, and they're going to do it. There goes 2 kills for Team Icy. Now we're defensively for Premonition, and the struggles continue. Snipers aren't really in a position to get those kills, but at the same time, Snarkito setting those smokes up is going to be really nice, and Candy's going to hit a crazy shot there on Killian down there in the ATM area, and the weak side's covered, the bomb's planted. You've even got an extension over there onto the medical side from Kayla watching that angle, and the 4v2 could not be any more difficult.
Boy, this is like a story of the Search or Destroy. It's been a 4v2. I know we saw a 4v5 last game. It's getting even worse as the game progresses. Nasty little setup in medical, as Zim mentioned. It pays dividends. Callow's going to be good for 1. Drax is 1 shot. 15 seconds left to go. It's a 1v3. It is certainly not doable. Squiggly line's going to be able to close it out. Inch by inch, mile by mile, we're seeing Icy just take the lead and run away with it, even on the attacking side where the strats come through. That smoke was pivotal getting out of stadium. The close up and the security after that bomb site was compromised, just completely on point for the boys and gals over at Icy, as they are looking to close this Search or Destroy out in this series out in a 2-0 fashion. Premonition, do you have anything left in the tank? Is solely left on what you can get off as the smoke yet again causing devastation. Loon's going to be able to take down 1, make it 2 though, as Snarkito's going to be able to try and pick up the slack, but guess what? They are getting collapsed on. The defense looks like it's going to prevail, and that is going to be another round to buy some time here for Premonition. 5-3. That one ended rather quickly. 33 seconds? Wow. What a good adjustment from the defense.
Yeah, they said, hey, we're getting smoked off on the backside of the A. We need to try to get control of the dome through that ticket building. And sure as hell, they ran through the ticket. They're able to get that pinch off and get a nice set of 3. So a really nice adjustment there. And I'm also learning new things from European qualifiers. I never thought I would say that, but I didn't know about that smoke lineup that Snarkito threw. And I didn't see it at all in any of the Stage 5 takeoff games in preparation that we played for it. So something really nice that they're going to be able to use to win offensive rounds. But the defense looks strong. Really nice mid control. You've got your weak side covered in Drax. There's your limit. He's not going to let anybody run through that for free. And if Drax fails, you've got Mfops there in a really nice spot to also get crosser kills. Killian looking over the top. He's in a position to flank if need be. And all of the lanes backed by the generator and backed by the A side itself are also in strong positions. We've got bomb weak side in the dome. He's going to let his team look for first blood over by the blue. And we're going to have to chill out here a little bit, Brinks. Yeah, you do have a smoke, but if you get down for that first blood and they can sniff it out, it's going to be very difficult for your team to recover that bomb site. Here comes the entry, potentially. We're going to look at that blue side of the map, and looks like they're getting a little fidgety. We might see a first blood here soon.
All right, we'll see if this first blood comes through. Right now, it's about as patient as it can get. This ringside held securely. Snarkito going to be able to find the opener. That's enough. The confusion from the smoke is going to allow Rushes a little bit of an opportunity to get away. Here comes the slide chow from Snark. Things starting to crumble now. The defense not reading it very well. The bait has been taken. The smoke is going to be tossed. Brinks, I love the smoke usage here. This is an absolutely perfectly executed attacking strat, and it's going to pay out for a bomb plant. So 40 seconds on the clock here for Premonition to shut this one down and close this gap a little bit.
I mean that is exactly what was coming to my mind. We said it before. The two things that we really need to be successful on offense here, we need good sniper play, and we need great smoke usage. I mean, they're rolling into offensive rounds with multiple, as you're going to see a two-piece here from Squiggly Lines. Match point here now, but going back to that smoke usage, we've got multiple guys with smoke. We've got tactician smokers, and we have just individual smokers in pocket, and that really helps narrow away the opportunities for the other team to kill. When you're planting that bomb on B, where are your primary areas that you're going to probably get shot from? You're going to get shot from that ticket, you might get shot from that close, and you're looking top yellow every single time. Here comes a huge mid push here. Kayla's going to get a really nice one with the SKS here, and in a difficult position with the smoke coverage, the bomb is going to go down again.
All right, well, not so fast, my friends. Snarkito trying to get the refrags out. He's going to be able to do so, but the bomb's going to go down. The pickup from Rashes trying to get this bomb plant stuck. Infops looking for the cross mid, right on the outskirts of this P3 building. The setup here for the post plant looks impenetrable. You got Candy, who's holding down the backside lane, looking for anybody who scraggles them way through the stadium site. And we got those two players in Luna and Kairu who are trying to make this mid rotation through. I don't know if it's going to pay off. Look at this setup. This is just almost unbreakable. Snarkito, a nasty head glitch. Wins the gunny there. Luna's dropped. Candy's going to be dropped off screen. Kairu and Luna are the last hopes here for this Premonition team to stay alive. Snarkito holding in. Crispy shots, but Kairu's going to be able to take him down. It's all on Luna. 1v1. Callow in perfect position. 7-3 win for the team of Icy. They take the 2-0 series. They're going to be moving on in the losers bracket. That is going to be the end of the journey for Premonition. It was a hell-fought battle here in that hardpoint as well as the search, but Icy just showing up and showing out, showing why they want to continue to move on here in this qualifier series. Obviously, they're fighting for one of the two spots that are left available. They had to take them down. Did the job pretty relatively easily here in this Search or Destroy, to say so.
Yeah, their offensive rounds were, I mean, quite honestly, they were poetic. You were putting down smokes in just the right spots. You're getting the kills when you need to. Getting those entry frags, they're pretty much guessing the perfect setup every single time. They were able to catch Draxter a couple times in that limit corner and follow it up with really nice utility usage. It also helps to have great sniper play from your Squiggly Line there, and you also had a great SKS posted up all the time, getting those longer range kills. We really got to see the pace get set really early by Kalo on the map, utilizing that window with the SKS, putting the other team into an uncomfortable position. I'm interested to kind of ask if I could get the opportunity at some point, or if I had the opportunity, I'd be like, well, why continue to go dumb? You're running into an SKS every single time. You're not throwing the smoke down on time. Yep. Your lane isn't managed. Like why continue to go back to it? You're better luck going to the middle of the map and trying to work through Kiru, but unfortunately, he wasn't given the opportunity very often, and his team kept going dumb, running right into the brick wall that was Kalo SKS on that map.
One word.
Regardless, tough map to play.
Ego chow. That's it.
Straight up.
They wanted the ego. I mean, there was nothing else to say about it. You know something that you think you can outperform an SKS in the hands of a decent player, as we saw Callow. I mean, he was decent with the shots. He dropped 11. For Christ's sakes, he held down the dome site almost, single-handedly. Even if the first bloods weren't going their way, it always seemed like it was a 4v2, and he was getting 1s, 2s, 3s. Yeah, it was a nasty first round to start off with, 4 to set the bar. So I mean, hell, if you want to continue to beat a dead horse and try and do something that you haven't been successful at doing, you got to adapt. And I think that's one of the things that we see a lot of these challenger teams or qualifying teams struggle with. I think we've came a long way in EU, though. I remember back to my earlier qualifier days, of casting, and some of the things that I've seen, like putting the bomb in some of the most questionable positions, risky spots, they've adapted to. They just need to go ahead and, you know, learn not to ego chow everything. Just because you think you're better than that SKS player doesn't necessarily mean you need to perform and try to look, you know, to make that decision today. I mean, you got to play your life, and that was just honestly not the best case of playing your life in this Search or Destroy. So, well played from the side of Icy. They're going to be moving on. Off screen, we've got, I do believe we got Enigma playing, and I do believe they're up in that series against Void. Oh, no, so it's 1-1. So, Enigma is 1-1. Ice, who we just saw, take the series 2-0. We've got another series that's off screen as well. I'm trying to figure out where my notes are. It's going to be... Where is it at? Oh, Sonic Club and Icemont. Okay, no, that is Icemont. We were just looking at Icy. There's a difference? Okay. I'm completely loose. Yeah, I mean, who does this? You know what? You know what that means? That means we need to take a break and regroup. So we're going to be right back after this word from Call of Duty Mobile as well as Grilla. Be sure to stick around. We've got 3 more series on our hands. The next one up is going to be Typhoon versus Duckers. So don't go anywhere. We shall return. Hola, how's everybody doing? Typhoon and Duckers, they are on the agenda for the next matchup. It's your boy Verdict. We're back for match number 2 of tonight. Zim, based off what we've seen so far, we have no idea what's going on in EU qualifiers so far. We're confused, just as confused as you guys. None, not the slightest idea, right?
All I know is that this series is not a 4v5, so that's good.
There we go. Well, it's not yet a 4v5. I mean, there's still a little bit of time before this
You're
series.
right, potential. We're in Europe, so it could be 4v5 series.
I mean, hell, the first series looked like it was going to be a 5v5, right? And then all of a sudden, one player dipped out, and I was like, well, what the hell's going on here?
That's right.
We started up. My face was like, the freak?
Why'd he leave?
Where's he going? Where's Chris at? We wanted to see Chris. All right. Tisk. Well, you know what? Show must go on. We are going to continue on our journey here at the qualifiers, where one team has already been eliminated today. It was sad and sorry to see it happen that way, but it is Premonition who's going to be eliminated. Icy are going to be able to continue out the dream as they're going to be moving on to face off the winner of the Enigma Void, or the loser of the Enigma Void matchup, where we will take 3 more matches tonight, this one included. And if you guys can see the bracket, you'd be just as confused as we are, because we're trying to figure everything out, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't look at any of these brackets before we started the day, and that's on me, so shame on me. But in my defense, we didn't get this intel until last night, and I surely was not going to get out of my bed and jump on the PC just to see what was going on, right? So we're going to be learning along the way as well as you guys, so just hang tight and just know that we are going to be moving on to a best 3 here for this series. Zim, is this a copy pasta from last series?
It looks like it. Hardpoint slums. S&D takeoff. Control firing range again.
Yeah. Look. What were we saying before when we went back live? It's like, are we really gonna make them go through these?
This
same
is not
maps?
fun.
This is not, look. This is just as fun for us as it is for them. I'm sure, right? The slums
is
hard.
fun. Slums is fun.
Yeah.
Fun for us. Not fun for them.
No.
Fun for us.
I'm trying to think, like, what map did I want to like relate like a hardpoint slums to? I guess it'd be like
a bad map.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Slums is not a bad map. I don't think Slums is a bad map. I think Slums is hard. I don't know if it's bad though.
I think for a 5v5 in hardpoint on this map,
That's valid.
With hardpoint spawns the way that they are. I mean, it's no worse than Raid, right? For P3 or P4.
Well, Raid's pretty good up until Ring. Oh no, sorry, not Ring. Basketball, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Slums doesn't have a basketball type spawn, but yeah, it's in that direction.
All right, well, we'll see if Typhoon and the Mother Duckers can make something happen here as we're going to get geared up for our first game of this series. We ranted and raved about the map selections, and they were pre-selected. There's nobody in EU that is terrible enough to make these 3 maps their choices, and I'm very, happy and comfortable to see that I could sleep at night knowing that they don't have this poor taste of map selections. The only difference that we're going to see from this map for the series moving into game number 1 is the Purifier is going to be banned. So it's going to be the Annie and Purifier off the table.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Grab Vortexes as well as... I think we're going to see a lot more Claws than we are going to see anything. But I think Grab Vortex is still a great option. The Claw, I mean, is just... I mean, it's not broken, but it is disgusting in the wrong hands. I think we're going to see a lot of action with it, and we're going to see some pretty balanced gameplay here on a map that it was great in its time, but in a 5v5 with COD Mobile hardpoint spawns and the way this map plays out, I don't know. I think we don't have any expectations rolling into game number 1.
I'll tell you what though, if there was a team that made it into the league that made hardpoint slums like a priority map and made takeoff S&D a priority map, and maybe they practiced a lot of firing range control and they played these more odd controls, they'd probably win a lot of series. They probably, at the very least, they'd win a lot of maps. They'd get points in the league, strictly due to the fact that Europe tends to shy away from the haciendas, the slums, and the firing ranges on control and things like this. So, sometimes being different is a road to getting into a position you want to be in. Why try to beat the best teams at what they're best at? Something to think about for for an up-and-coming team that maybe makes it into the league. I definitely recommend adding slums for any team to your map pool. So we'll see if these guys have a little bit of talent on this map. We'll see if I learned something new. I learned something from the previous series, but we're jumping on into it. Hardpoint slums again. We're gonna have what's this team? Tyrants?
Typhoon.
Typhoon. We're gonna see Typhoon on the good side. So right off the rip, SKS for Mar. That's gonna be pretty solid. We'll probably see him like double D somewhere. We got a Krig and a couple subs. On the other side, do we see an SKS? No, but I think I see a Holger. Is that a Holger? On Vines. Bad side is gonna be rough. Maybe we'll see if SKS is able to open with some nice kills. Oh, and look, we've got an AFK, so it is a 4v5 right now.
There. Oh, hey, you know what? We couldn't talk too soon, right? We got to see this one out before we can start making, you know, acquisitions. Hey, we're gonna see a healthy 5v5 matchup. Well, EU has plans, you know, a little differently, right? Well, good thing is for this one, we are gonna have listed ins available at some point. Vin's right there, gonna be able to catch some great COD timing. That's gonna be enough for a little bit of hill time. But right now, it's the focus for P2 as well. Noir is still AFK in that P3 site. You know what that means? The regain here on P1 ringside is fair game. Captain, oh man, Captain, oh Captain. Is that AE Captain? Is that the Shotgun God Captain? I hope it is. I haven't seen him in it for a while. I'm be super excited to know that he is back in the league and making things happen right now. 26-13, 10 seconds left before we rotate over towards this P2 site, but it is already an early setup for Typhoon. Bad thing is, until that point closes down, spawns are not solidified.
Yeah, they got the rotation, but because they died before the system changed, they actually were able to spawn behind the wave, which is super unlucky for the side of Duckers. But regardless, the P2 setup is really strong. We're going to actually have to see a really nice set of kills to come out from Duckers before we even try to sniff the point. And 2 on that really nice head glitch is going to get cross kills like you would not imagine. He's got flak jacket, so you can't nade him. You're going to have to beat him in a gunfight. Luckily for the team, Typhoon, he actually does not have his claw yet either, so it's going to be making that entry a little bit easier. But just as I say that, the kills go down, the difficulty continues to stack, and we've got a 40-point set for the side of Typhoon on the first P2. As far as Captain goes, he was on the Aphelion team. Oh wow, nice 2-piece by Aimba. But wasn't he on the Aphelion team?
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. That what?
I gotta say it. They lost 250-0 on a Summit Hardpoint. I've never in my life seen
I thought we forgot about that. That was like a year ago.
I'm not excited.
No.
If that's the same guy, I'm not excited.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Maybe this team is a little better than that
Captain,
team.
I tried to save you, bro, but this ship is going down, my guy, and you're gonna have to go down with it. Right now, Typhoon still in the driver's seat. 20-point lead rolling into P3. They got the early setup too. Here comes the spoiler alert. Ain't happening this time around. It's Vin's trying to make his way in. Corona, the last hope here, is the only player with good positioning for the break. Nasty 2-piece, but next from the backside, going to be able to shut him down. Here comes the grab vortexes. Here comes all of the support. Here comes the kills along the outskirts of the point as well. And a complete hold so far, 30 seconds in, and they're going to be able to coop up a lot of points. And getting breaks here with 40 seconds into the point, not necessarily doing yourself a favor early on here for Duckers.
I mean, we've got operators cooking up right now on Team Typhoon. They've got 3 to go. On the other side, you've got 4. So we're going to see a really explosive garage hill potentially. We've got Sparrows, we've got Vortexes, we've got Claws. A lot of tight angles over there in that garage. Perfect for the Vortex, perfect for the Claw with the bounce angles, and perfect for that explosive with the Sparrow. So we'll actually have to see which one comes out first. I think that's going to be the big indication there. But Shotgun on the white van, he's going to get a nice one. He's going to peek this brick area. The Claw's going to come out in the same spot, and Captain's actually in a really nice hot spot to make a kill. He's going to get that 2-piece and fall, but he's going to spawn in a really nice area. Oh, actually, well, not so nice, but but they got control of the hill, and he's still got that shotgun in the bricks area.
Well, they had control of the hill, but they had nobody in the hill. They had outskirts control.
Right.
Case actually going to be there to finally put his foot on the hill himself, but it is going to be the early break. I think this is the earliest one we've seen so far from the side of Duckers. But is it going to stick? It looks like it is. Captain's going to get shut down, and nasty 3-piece in defeat for him, but it's not going to amount to much. Surely enough, as soon as I open my mouth and words come out, break comes right back through. So we're back and forth here in P4. This is the most back and forth we've seen any of the points be broken as far as Duckers goes. But it's not going to amount to recouping any of this loss. 10 seconds left here on the point. P1 focus now here is the setup looking early. Kai's trying to come from the back. He's sitting on 21 and not able to get to 22nd. Vin's going to be able to find the shots to land and shut him down. He has been a tyrant of terror so far, leading the lobby and leading everybody in kills. So roundabout we go here as the Fountainside Fair. Looks like a little bit of a regain. Let's go ahead and dive in for a quick listen in. Let's see what the comms sound now is. The focus here is for P1, but can we get the job on P2 as well? Dockers, we'll go ahead and dive in for a quick listen in.
I'll spawn down.
Bricks.
Do that. Point dead. One more point. Power point.
Two flash. Chop
Guys, the next, guys, the next. We need to go next. Next is for you.
Orange is playing you.
I can see. It's spawn point.
Guys, go next. Fuck it.
Yeah, I spawn out.
Come with me.
Nor go new.
Orange, camping.
Go next.
Go deep.
Back.
All that.
One P2, one you on the car.
Slow, I need up.
Push it.
Slow points.
Be careful.
Okay, so not as early as a setup as we anticipated. Obviously, we heard the call-outs, but Zem, go ahead and break those comps down. The call-out for setup new was about 10 seconds left to go in P1, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it came a little late. To be honest, P1 time not too particularly important. Yeah, you're down in the kill advantage, and you're also down in the time. But if you get that P2 setup and you get a 60, suddenly you feel like you're back in the game, and maybe you can lead transition. P2 is a really nice hill for you to potentially funnel, get those streaks in that you can potentially use on breaks for P3 and things like this. So we do have the time, but we're gonna have to watch out for aimbot on this pinch. He's gonna get one. He has two. He's gonna get a nice break onto the hill, and here comes the trophy system. If he had a claw, or if he had like an operator of some sort there, that's where you want to use it, right there in that little tight angle area. But although they didn't get a lot of time on P2, they stopped the other team from getting time.
True.
Which is just as good as the opposite. So we have the transition led already for Duckers. Unfortunately, you're going to have to try to kill aimbot. He's been such a pest on this map. Jason's in a really nice spot here. He's going to get into the garage. He's got a claw here. Doesn't know about the two dudes in the secret area, but kills are going for Team Duckers. And there's only one person left now in the secret, but it's an SKS. And a nice opportunity yet. It's not over for Team Duckers, but one is going to have to go crazy here if he wants to put his team in a good position. Two has a really nice pinch. That's Vin's, but El Noir is holding down the hill. A nice two-piece. Wow, is going to go there, but the spawns are flipped, and it's looking like a blender so far. We haven't fucking stabilized anything yet.
No, we haven't, but we're going to go ahead and stabilize for a quick listen. We're going to go ahead and dive in with Typhoon to see how the comms sound. Give them the opportunity to sound off.
Sorry.
Low.
Alright, the second car, look. Behind the car.
One dead.
One more.
Mar, see if you can set up next, Mar.
I need help.
Miguel,
One flank.
blue.
Left side. Dead.
Fountain.
One coming front side.
One.
Go next.
Secret now. One dead. One more. Pushing stack. Let's move secret.
Secret is one shot. There's two.
One dead.
Check your secret, guys.
One dead secret. Again, secret. Look.
That.
Nice. We don't have the
Bricks. Check bricks. Check bricks.
Yeah, what up.
That one more.
Wait.
All right, comms not as dynamic as I would have anticipated. Mari is a seasoned veteran, and I felt like they were just giving the bare minimums. Zim, thoughts?
I mean, they're giving what they have to give. It's a tie game. There's not too much in particular here that is like a very big like importance here. The kills for the most part are coming from one direction, so you pretty much know exactly what's happening. If we were seeing a lot of like pinch kills, we'd look for a little bit more intensity in the comms, but everything's just straightforward. It's just you versus the other man. You got to win those gunnies. El Noir is actually performing really nicely for Duckers on the comeback. He's getting 2 pieces, 3 pieces to keep Hill stable. But the one thing about Noir that I'm finding interesting is that he's running this death machine in a series where you've got Vortex, you've got Claw, you've got you've got better options, and he's making the death machine work. So maybe that's something that is going to have to be noted here. But another uphill battle for Team Duckers, as they're going to have to try to break the P1, and it starts in the cycle again. You don't have the P1 spawns, but it is a tie game. We've got to try to keep P1 contested, try to keep P1 clean, and at some point within these next 20 or 30 seconds or so, we want that flip if we want to have a chance at winning this game on that P260. So we'll have to see. But on the other side, Typhoon, I mean, you're happy with the little bit of a lead you have right here, and your job is don't lose this flip. But that 3 kills goes through, and we have a really strong blue smash coming here for the side of Team Duckers. You've got to flood the double D, but you're going to get swallowed there. A double from K's with the nade is going to go crazy, and Typhoon just absolutely crushes any hope that they have while they're leading that P2 transition.
Oh, and on top of that, you're getting bodies on the hill. You're getting time to go ahead and
it's great.
Push that lead up. It's looking great for the side of Typhoon as they're looking to close this one out. They got the 200 points, 22-point advantage rolling into that P2 setup. But with 10 seconds left to go, you've got 3 in new. You've got 2 spawning out. Anything can happen. Brute force push through. 2 players dropped. Jason and Zyox, they're trying to make something happen here on the flip. Shotgun from Captain. But is it going to be enough to break from the backside? The hills looks like it's going to be solidified for spawns, but the point is going to be held. Typhoon holding the fort down. They got 2 players on the objective. It's only Aimbot who is left alive. He gets a nasty 2-piece. Vin's looking for the 3rd victim. He's going to get taken down. Mari coming through with the Sparrow. This one might be it. P2 flipped on its head, and it's Typhoon who is going to be on top. One big gunny win. And that is all that she wrote. Aimbot spawning out, but it's not going to matter. Typhoon is here, and Captain is going absolutely crazy. 4 in the feed from the Master of Snakes. Nasty little setup here, broken early on from Typhoon, and everything that was looking promising for the side of the boys over at Duckers is out the window. Zim, things just went nasty here in this P2 setup.
It was a little crazy there towards the back end of it, but you're right. That's going to be pretty much it. We've got the spawns for Typhoon, and we have the game. But just before that, that solid wave went down that allowed Typhoon to get that time. You actually had a small period of time there where Duckers was able to naturally get the spawns off of a bad anchoring set from Typhoon and had the opportunity to get in the back there, but they just weren't able to convert the kills that ultimately would lead them to get that time and put Typhoon in that position where they would have to break it with operators and things like that. This is why you want things like the Claw. This is why you want things like the Sparrow. This is why you want things like that Vortex, because when it comes down to it and you're getting into these really tight hills where these choke points are really everything that you want for that kind of operator, you're going to be able to capitalize in it when players are grouped up. But for just a player like Noir, he wasn't able to have it. Now, that isn't the entire reason why they're not going to be able to win that map, but it's definitely going to go a long way in those type positions. Regardless, that was an excellent effort out of Typhoon. Captain did pop off with the shotgun. We saw him really go big there and also pick up gatekeep kills for anybody that would potentially spawn behind his team and make sure that nobody that's spawned for the other team, Duckers, would put his team in a position where they were going to get killed from a direction that they weren't sure of. So Captain played a great game. We're actually going to see a substitution here, and Sign-In is going to come in. El Noir is going to get subbed out too, but as we go into a takeoff S&D, we go right back, and we just got to see this in the previous series, so the roadmap is going to be the same. It's going to be sniper play, and it's going to be smokes. So we'll actually have to be paying attention to Typhoon and seeing who's going to pick that up. But Mare, he had a great SKS map. We saw that be very successful on the first takeoff. Maybe the SKS is something you come back to. So I'd love to see a firing range control. I don't get to see too much of that. It's not a prio map. We don't get to see that in Mobile Mayhem too often. We also don't get to see that in other North American tournaments too often. Most tournaments are drafted and not pre-selected. So very interesting series. But I'm rooting for Duckers to get a W here and send it to Control. Yeah,
we haven't seen it Control all day, and this is the hard point we should have saw in match number 1 of tonight, but we saw 4v5 instead. We were talking about this off screen. I think that series had potential to go to game 3. We would have potentially seen a completely different hard point. It wasn't a terrible 4v5 effort, but we just saw a 5v5 ensue, and it was all out chaos for that battle for P2 shutting down. A lot of things had to happen, and it just kind of snowballed and got worse as the point opened up for Duckers. And Typhoon able to capitalize on some big kills, some big trades, some great gatekeeping outside of that P2 objective site. You have that mid-map control. You got the spawn settled down. There was nowhere that the Mother Dockers could come from. And surely enough, they get shut out of a hell of a comeback. What was brewing? It looked like it could have gone either way rolling into that P2. You had the early setup. We had the mistakes learned, and everything looked promising for Dockers. But then just all-out chaos ensued, and we just saw a plethora of kills came through. I was just super excited to see a great game number 1, start here in our lower bracket quarterfinals. This is, loser head home. They pack the bags and they go home early. This is not a situation where you get a redemption factor. This is a best of 3. Anything can happen, and what you don't want to happen is a close map win to slip out, and then all of a sudden everything is done, right? As I'm taking a look at it, we only have 4 players in the lobby. Hopefully we'll get that sub in for Dockers. This could be the marquee series of the night. This could be it. This could be where we see the best setup in a potential game 3, as that one went back and forth. And I got to commend Dockers. They didn't give up and had a hell of a run towards the end, just not enough to get the job done. So they got to pick up the slack where it ended off in that Panama slums. Hardpoint, they got to make something magical happen here in this takeoff. We'll take a look at the best of 3 again, just for everybody who's joining in. Oh man, my sponsors are. I need to just take a day and settle this up. There we go. That looks better. Perfect. Takeoff, search and destroy, Zim. Thoughts? We didn't get as much out of that first series as I had anticipated, or we're gonna get redemption here in the second one.
We saw great utility usage from Icy, which is, again, like I keep going back to it, smokes are so important on takeoff. You really need a great smoke guy and a great flex smoke to cut off those lanes offensively, but luckily for Duckers, they played bad side on game 1 and narrowly lost, so that's actually enough to sing the praises on it. Slums is hard to play when you're from the red side, but they're not going to have to deal with that on the takeoff. They're going to have defense to start, and we all know how powerful defense takeoff is. As far as this goes, you put the rock entirely in the hands of Typhoon and make them have to settle the pace, but finding rhythm on takeoff S&D offensively is incredibly difficult. So for the time being, for the first few rounds, Duckers is really going to be able to just sit in their spawn, hold those lanes, and try to get a really nice grip on what they think that Typhoon is doing. And once you understand what the offensive game plan is for the other team, you can try to exploit it. For the other side, Typhoon, we saw some really strong SKS play. That's something that maybe he goes back to if he's not a primary sniper. We saw that be very successful in the first takeoff S&D. And again, I'm gonna have to pay attention to who the lead smoker is for Typhoon. We're not gonna get bombs down if we don't have these lanes covered. Snipers in all of the different witch angles that they could possibly be in are gonna be devastating for your subs in the middle of the map when they're crossing big space. And it's definitely gonna come down to U2 in that sniper lane. So we'll look at that matchup, and we'll hope that at the very least, offensively, if Typhoon wants a chance at taking this 2-0, that you're gonna target 2 or 3 round wins, and then go full steam ahead into that defense and take it 2-0.
All right, well, we'll see if the defense pans out. As Zim just mentioned, you get to hang back in your spawn for a little bit. You get to slow things down. You don't get to dictate the pace per se, but you get an opportunity to catch your breath round after round, and we'll see if the waves of players here for Typhoon are going to be able to find a few. He said that key point you want to reach on the attack if you don't have a strong attack game is 2. We've seen plenty of times in EU where that number can get as high as 4 and sometimes even 5 in certain occasions. Yeah. But I think it was just a little bit of a lopside of team strength versus what was on the opposite side of the board. So anything can happen here in slums. We'll see if this map plays a little bit differently, a little bit closer than we saw in our first series of the night. Typhoon looking to close it out 2-0 fashion. Here we go. Is it going to happen, or are we going to see the side of Duckers come back here and take us to that game 3? Fighting the trenches here on the defense in the first 6 rounds.
All right, so let's take a look offensively at the util. We don't have any tack smokers, which is going to be a little tough, but Captain does have a smoke. He only is going to have 1. That's going to be a little rough, so maybe a strong push is what's going to kind of come out here in the dome area. You really just need the 1 smoke for the deep if you're flooding that doorway, but we'll have to pay attention to Captain to see if he wastes it early. It will make it very difficult for his team to work through, but For the time being, standard stuff. We get guys into the dome. We're looking for a first blood. Let's take a look at where the snipers are positioned. We are double sniping for Typhoon. We've got Sign-On on that god heading in the back there. We got Mar. Top P2, nice cheeky little spot there to see into the balcony area. And if he just held that just a little longer, he would see Tokyo up there. But on the other side, another double snipe setup as well. Jason on the back site. Tokyo top, and Mar's going to catch Corona. And here goes the first blood. Here comes the push. Smoke is probably going to come out a little bit here soon. We're going to pay attention to Captain, and when that smoke comes out, there's another one onto Jason. Surely this is a green light to go. The smoke will come out short. It's going to sniff out the corner. Guy in the corner is going to get him with the shotgun, and here comes the plant. 5 versus 1. We're going to see Vins in the back there, but difficult position. There it goes. That's round 1 for Typhoon. Pretty clean. Nice sniper play. That was good.
There we go. Clean execution. Mar on his game. Picks up 3 off the rip. Captain looking for the player tight or tucked tightly in the corner. Everything just on onto a phenomenal start here on the attack.
Yeah.
Typhoon had a phenomenal start and a hard point too as well. He built the lead up high enough. They won't come back. Well, the comeback looked pretty promising. Right now, it's only 1 round in, so kind of hard to tell what's going to happen from here. All 5 players are stuck inside the stadium site, and that could be only one bad thing. Corona now trying to make the rotation through the P4 site. They've been given a lot of ground. And you can see the double back from Sign-On. He wants to go ahead and reach out to try and get anybody who's trying to travel, free of pass. It's not happening here, though. Trophy set up right here. The shots through the mid site. Nobody in sight so far. With 45 seconds into this round, they got to lock and load. They got to figure out what they want to do. They're going to look for that opening pick. Well, it's Corona who's going to get the better of the trade this time around. Mari's not going to be able to sniff him out off the rip. And first blood coming through on this side of the fence. A good bounce back so far here for the boys over at the side of Duckers.
Brutal position for Team Typhoon to be when you put all of your guys into that dome area and you give that blue control over to the other team. You have absolutely no way to outwrap your bomb site, but Captain's going to be able to get a nice snipe in the back there with that bomb, and he is in a nice position again to make a play there. He's flexible on the map. Mars got another kill onto Corona, and we got a 4 versus 2 on the A site. It's about to get mixy here soon.
A little dicey. The hit coming through. One's already made his reach out through the ticket side. That's your bomb carrier. I don't know if I necessarily like this play. Zycox. Oh, that's a freebie. That is about as free as it gets. Jason going to be able to find a second. That's going to give the advantage right back over to the defense where they started out. Mari's left on his own. Can he get the job done, though? 13 seconds left to go. Ain't no way you line up for this 1v2 that go through. This one's going to be
know where the bomb is.
Yeah. There we go. There it is. Execution. Perfect perfect setup. Almost went south for a second there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to not make it rocket science here. We had 2 opening kills, or rather, we had an equalizer there. I think Captain got 2 there. Just hit the site. You got numbers. Plant the bomb. Force those trades. Even if your teammate goes down, it's whatever. But you're gonna walk away with that man advantage. But I love seeing Duckers lose that first round in a dominant fashion and still play aggressively for that blue control and not allow Typhoon to get any map control. Regardless, we're gonna see Kaze get a nice nade kill there, and he's gonna get another one there with the gun as well. Nice 2 kills, 3 kills for Kaze. We gotta take an eye on him. And here it goes. The A side's been completely wiped through. A nice coverage in the back side. He's gonna get into that medical, and the bomb's gonna go down. Nice setup.
Yeah, 2v5 here. Bomb's going to go down. Minute 28, reduced down to 45. Shots from Jason. Not going to be able to shut down Kais. He wants the ace. He wants it. Tokyo just holding down the P3 building site. Nobody around him initially. I think Kais is going to go ahead and make the push through. I think the intel is going to give away the location. I think Typhoon needs to go ahead and give it to him. No, Sinone, what?
He steals it.
You ace stealing son of a gun. Get him out of here.
Great round from Typhoon. Awesome nade to open it up. Get a nice kill on the second side. Made way for that bomb. Great setup there. Here goes another nade. We'll see if they kind of run into the pathway of it, but another strong defensive balanced look again. Jason's about to get stormed here. Here comes the smoke. He's gonna pop one through it with the scope. Gonna get Captain. That's a big one there. That's your bomb carrier as well. He's got the shotgun. Sees another one on the side, but Zyko is gonna take that there, and they've got the man advantage here. Another one in the back for Jason. Can he see it? He just saw it right there with the bomb. Aimbot has no idea.
Oh.
But Jason doesn't want to take it. He's going to slide. He's going to spit on him. He's going to spit on him for the one time there. And Vince is going to get another trade there. Oh my god, he's going to get turned on. And here goes Corona in the back. They line up really nicely.
Boy.
And Corona will take it. Duckslayers is going to, by the skin of their teeth, walk away with that round on a really nice, lucky round. But another strong sewing there. They're not letting up these offensive rounds for free.
Oh, man. I'm just still going back to the aimbot. I mean, he had no idea what was going on. Where was the call out? There's somebody had to say, hey, Jason's in back medical. Can we just... a guy like Jason, he's got a name. It's a basic name. Let's be real. I like it basic. Right now, Corona going to be able to get the free kill. Kayas is going to be taken down. Aimbot's going to be able to get the trade. 1-for-1 is back and forth. We've gone 2-for-2 is the score line. Aimbot finds the player advantage, and that might be enough to find something. But Captain... Oh, Captain, my Captain, you've got a lot of the Overwatch, but you got to get this bomb down, brother.
Yeah. He's mismanaging the rock right now. If I'm his teammate, I'm screaming at him, put that bomb down. At least he gets it down there after he gets traded, but strong position for his team after he has completed his job. Now we've got Jason and Tokyo, the double scope setup. We're playing against the other scopes as well with the sub in between, but Aimbot here as the sub, the middle man, he's got the top position there. Tokyo's going to get picked off by Mar, and it's a 3 versus 1. Another one off the top. Jason's going to get eliminated. And verdict. We've hit the offensive goal. It's looking dangerous for Duckers. We can't be giving up too much more here before the side switch.
Well, they got to play the offensive supremely better than they have on the defense. So you can see their defense has been very aggressive, right? They haven't had a round where they just kind of sat back. They've had a line across the middle of the map. Corona's going to be able to hold the line in the middle. Vin's going to be able to find one as well. Captain, the bomb carrier himself, is going to get dropped. That's going to give away the location of that site. Trades coming through for Sinon now as the scope is starting to get heated up. 4 kills on board with the Rytech. Is it going to be enough, though? Reeling it back in. It was a 3v5. Vin's dropping. Going to give that player advantage slightly less now as Tokyo's still lurking around the vicinity. Kind of has an idea. Peeks his head. Slows things down a bit. So trades have came through. The upper hand so far is on pace for this one to go for 1-for-1. It's been back and forth is what I'm pretty much trying to say. The defense look like they're going to be able to even it up before we flip sides. But Sinon and Mari are the last 2 alive. Can they make something happen? It's got to be magical here and takeoff with a minute left to go. They got plenty of time to do it.
It is 4 versus 2. The bomb is down in the middle of the map. Once again, Captain putting that bomb in a very compromising position for his team. Surely, they do know where it is. The 4 versus 2 is not going to be that compromising for the side of Duckers. And Tokyo's going to open up with another one now to 4 versus 1. He's going to get the second one to go. And we're putting it in a position where although they've reached this 3, we're tie game heading into offense, and now we have the opportunity occasionally to dictate strong pace on this first round. So we'll have to take a look. 2 smokes are coming out from Duckers. Already like to see it. We're going to look for a strong push potentially for the first round and see if we can open up with a strong win.
All right, here it goes. You got 2 inside stadium, 2 inside P4 area, and then you got 1 lurking in the middle of the map who actually reconvenes right on the inside of stadium too. So a little bit of a 2-1-2 split for the attack. They're trying to divide and conquer. We'll see if they can find success here early on in the stadium side pushes. It looks like the bomb carrier is committed. Zycox is literally trying to peek each and every angle. This is not necessarily a bad position if you go down, but it's not necessarily the great one. Obviously, a majority of your team is still lurking in the middle side of the map. Haven't made a commitment. So we're not getting that aggressive push that we anticipated out of this team as we normally would expect. But here comes the rotation. Are they going to commit to this A side where you can see there's a lot of focus, 1 deep medical, 1 initially right on the heady right there on the A site, and then you got Captain who's holding off the push for the side of the Typhoon on the defense. So the push for 2, they're going to swing them. Corona going to get the first initial shots in. He's going to get credit for the kill as well, and now it's all chaos. The map's been kind of split now as players are trying to recoup here on the B side. Tokyo going to be able to pick one on the transition, and that might be enough. 2 players down. You've got the green light to go ahead and get this bomb plant down as Jace is going to be able to add fuel to the fire. This might be a perfectly executed attack round if Corona wins this gunfight. He does. Sinon. Oh, you got to hit those, bro. There you go. Follow-up shot, crispy, but it's a 1v5. This is for the ace and the defuse.
So far, it looks like a good offensive round here. 1v4, probably not very likely. Bomb is down. You're ticking against the clock. You're also down in the 5-second category as well, where you have to actually make this clutch happen in the next 15. You have to take into account how long it takes to defuse, and it's not going to happen. They're not going to give him anything, so no one is going to go into the next round. There goes a nice round from Duckers. And, if the offense looks like that, then it's possible. We're playing pace. We're getting our first bloods here. Captain needs to make sure he's not in a position where he's getting first blooded. He's really been performing at a very low clip here, putting the bomb in the bad spot, getting first blooded on the defensive side. We've got to get Captain into a position where he's not getting isolated here. Let your snipers work. Mar's having a really good map. Sinon's having a nice map so far, and Mar, there it goes. Just as we speak about him, he gets the first blood, potentially gonna get the second one. He sees him. And Captain just he just wants it.
he does. You know what? If he's gonna run this crossbow and this R9,
we better see a highlight.
We better see a highlight. We better see him in a better position. I don't think this could be like you're lonely on an island right over here. I mean, obviously you can account for a few scragglers who just don't peek that angle. Luckily enough, Mari's there for 2 big opening frags, and the defense back and forth we've gone in the first 6 rounds. It looks like we're gonna have a potential back and forth here on the fence here for Typhoon. So struggling in that first round. Right now they're recouping and regaining. Jason's going to get spotted. That's going to be enough information for Captain. This should be a free kill if the call-outs were there. Bro, I'm going to need you to see you commit, man. I'm going to need you to see get antsy. Like, you want to be aggressive? You're all the way up in the top side of this this balcony. You could have already had Jason dead. And now you got Tokyo who's looking to have his back. So this might be worst case scenario. Oh, God. Captain. Oh, Captain. Come on, bro.
If we see shotguns get outgunned by Deagles close range like that, we're going to have to put that away for the next round.
Something. I mean, something's got to give, right?
It's the double pumpy, too, so you got 2 opportunities at it.
All right, double pumpy, doof. Here comes the backside push. Free kill. Jason's dead. Tokyo, next victim.
There we go.
Captain picking up the slag. Zycox, the last one alive. He's tucked his tails. He's heading for the hills. 12 seconds left to go. This round is done. Mari going to put the icing on the cake. The shots line up. Knocks his wig off. 4-4. Back and forth as we flip sides. Just as we saw in the first initial 6 rounds. We are getting maybe a reverse copy pasta from the last game. Or from the last 6 rounds. It was the attack who took the... Well, I guess it would be the exact same thing. The attack took the first round. Lost the second. And so on and so forth. And it just... repeated. Right now, we got a brute force push. Look at this bad boy. We are full on committed. Here comes the aggression. Mari looking to shut down the rotation. Captain's going to be good for 1, but he's dropped. First bloods are in. Trades are through. Compromise here on this B side of the map, but Mari's going to count his losses, and he's going to have to head back for some more cover and maybe a little bit more backup.
You like to see this though out of Duckers. You're not having strong pace set by your sniper. Jason, he's about trading himself. He's not actually breaking open the map, but a strong push out of Duckers is what you want to try to isolate these snipers here. We're in red, so we're gonna get a nice kill on Mari, and that's probably the top kill on the map right now. Tokyo and the bomb are there in red, but we've got aimbot there up top. We'll see if they actually go out of their way and check it. Potentially, surely you don't try to plant the bomb without making sure that there's nothing up top here, but we'll actually have to see Jason on the weak side. He's going to get caught out by K's, and Zyko and Tokyo are going to actually have to make some moves here if we want to win this round. We need to get the equalizer kill up here. It's right across the corner. We'll actually see if they swing it. Aimbot's going to go down right here, potentially. There he goes, Zyko, with a really nice kill here. We got to reset the map. 2 snipers for the other team. We've got 2 guns locked and loaded for the Duckers squad, and the bomb in hand. So potentially still anybody's round here.
You say that, but then I'm looking at Tokyo and Zykov's loadouts. I was about to say they don't have any smoke, so there's no chance we get this bomb plant down. But here comes the rotation. Big
first blood's the next best thing.
yeah. First blood, that's the next best thing. And surely enough, you gave away your only advantage was 2 long-range snipers holding off the angles, and you basically give it away for free. Kaze is now the last player alive. 35 seconds on the clock. 1v2 style. Tokyo's in a great position, holding off that backside rotation. You've got Zycox, who's pretty much in a power position. And this one might be done. We'll see if he can round the corner. Free kill. Case is going to be able to take him down, but that's going to be the info for Tokyo to get the reposition. The nades baked to perfection. Now just waiting for the bait to take. The hit does not go through. Case is getting this bomb defused.
He's stretching it.
Oh, he misses the shot. Case right in broad daylight. The ninja.
Oh, no.
Hey, look, I don't know if any better positioning to get that bomb plant down if you're going to set up right here, Tokyo, but you whiffed, homie. You whiffed.
He wasn't moving. His head was right there for the taking, and he missed the shot. That's terrible. But, you know, an encouraging sign that they can take a 2v3 situation and potentially make it a winnable round. Regardless, we'll pretend. If I'm in the comments, I'm saying, yeah, that's bullshit. It's okay. We won that round. Let's just try to continue on. But
in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking, like, damn, dude, I had this. I had this. Like, I'm Sam. What happened? Little me, little. You know, you get the. Yeah, you get the vibe. Yeah, little. Where was he at, Little B?
So many times. God damn it, Little B. He wasn't moving.
Oh, that's just terrible. K's gonna get the credit for the ninja defuse, the clutch, the 1v2, ice in their veins. Corona shutting him down though. No clutch in here. Sinone gonna be able to find the equalizer. That's gonna be Zycox dropped. It was looking pretty promising. The bomb carrier going down earlier. Captain's just lurking on the top side of construction. And, homie, I think he's just playing with fire, man. He's opted to drop the doof. He's going to go for the KRM, the Garita's pride in possessions. Right here, his aimbot's going to be able to find another one. This one's looking like it might be turning on its head sideways. Captain's going to be good for another. The player advantage highly and clearly in favor of the side of Typhoon. Captain's going to get the sneaky sneak on Jason. This one is over. Corona, do you have one left in the tank? Not going to be able to get good shots there on Captain. Commits the tunnel vision. Aimbot falls right into his lap. And that's going to be the map point here. Better map being played here than we saw in our first series. But hey, things starting to get a little bit out of hand here in these last two rounds.
It's hard to win offensive rounds on this map. We've already covered the reasons why. It's an oppressive map for the offense. You don't get clear opportunities to break off into lanes if you don't have those smokes. But here, finally, an aggressive push comes out for Duckers. We're going to open up with the first blood onto K's, and the bomb's going to go down. Let's see if we have smokes to cover. We don't, but Tokyo's on the side. He's going to get taken down, and Vince is over here for the equalizer. Potentially in a spot. Aimbot for 2, aimbot for 3, and the retake is on. Jason's going to get a nice one. Sinon's going to take it to equalize it there for the trade, and the kill is going to come through. Typhoon's going to take the map, and there goes 2-0. See you later, Duckers. Oh, did he defuse it? Yep. Golly. Did I lose you, Verdict? Hello?
Hey, my mic was muted too. God damn. I'm terrible. I'm absolutely the worst. My game crashed. Gosh. Good night.
No.
Okay, there we go. All right, at least we got the post-game stats. We'll get to see that. Wait, hold on. No, I don't want this video shown. We don't need the preview map. There we go. Bam. Perfect. I got here just in time to see that. My game crashed as soon as I saw aimbot take shots at somebody. It literally, like, that engagement put it over the top. Aimbot does get credit for that kill. Shut down the defense for Vales on the flip side of things. 11 kills on board for Aimbot. 10 for Mari, 7 for Captain, who had a slugger of a game at the beginning. I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding. He picked up the slack, though, where it mattered the most. And some of those kills were, like, highly impactful towards the end. So, 9 kills for Corona, but this is where their journey ends. The side of the Mother Duckers, they're going to be sent home packing early. Their shots at Mobile Mayhem, just not it this season. Typhoon going to be moving on to face off against the side of Void and Icy. Wait, what? Void and Icy are match number 3. So they're going to be playing against Sonic Club in match number 4. So we're going to get geared up for Void versus Icy. But before we do that, Zim, we've got to have a breakdown. That series was much better than I anticipated. It was a highlight one. That Search and Destroy was epic. The hard point was epic. It was a close game, close journey. We're going to see that kind of matchup moving forward out of this Typhoon team. They look pretty damn solid.
Yeah, they look like a good team. It looks like they have an identity. They've got a little bit of a coin flipper guy and Captain who's going to kind of... I mean, to me, he's reminding me of a very like early type, like solo, like a Marshy, like a Grizz. like not quite as not quite as
Aggressive.
like polished and not quite as like aggressive, but he's in that category where that's his play style. He wants to get up into you. He wants to make plays for his team, and his team will go as he goes. If he's popping off and he's being successful on the map, they're probably going to be racking up points and maybe getting round wins in search, control captures on offense and control. So Captain definitely seems like the major catalyst for how well this team does in respawn and in search. Definitely an interesting team that I'm going to keep my eye on if they make it into the league. With my pick of Premonition getting knocked out early, Typhoon's going to take that second spot for me. I'm going to look for them and Enigma to make it into the league and maybe cause a little bit of noise.
All right, well, you've heard the report. Zim, mastermind behind the scenes, obviously a lot more vetted when it comes to what to expect as far as player-wise goes. I know Premonition was one of those teams that we had, highly anticipated being, one of those teams that could cause some upsets, but we also didn't get to see one of the main players that we were, excited to see. That was Chris. So they're out. That is Duckers heading, exiting out stage left. We've got only 2 spots available for the side of EU. Qualifiers has been very great so far. We still got 2 more matches ahead of us, so don't go anywhere. We're going to get geared up for our 3rd matchup. It is going to be Void versus Icy. You don't want to miss out on that one. The best 3 to come is we're going to hear a word from our sponsors over at Call of Duty Mobile as well as Gorilla. Don't go anywhere. We shall return. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, not done with Call of Duty Mobile yet. We are geared up for 2 more series. About to get cold. Somebody call Icy back into the lobby. They're going to be facing off against Void, ladies and gentlemen. Zib and myself have been debating on who is going to be taking it to the house to make sure that they get a spot at the table. And Zim, I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea. They have to hop through qualifiers. They got to go through challengers. There's so much that these teams have to do, and I might have been a little too premature with saying, hey, this is 2 teams that are going to be moving forward. Wrong. I was so wrong, bro. They have to do so much more.
Yeah, it's not over yet for Europe. Europe is definitely not in the same boat right now as North America is, because Europe actually signed up and wanted to play in the league. North America did not, so there's only 4 teams or 3 or 4 teams in the qualifiers for North America. In Europe, you guys had a lot more. Let's kind of contextualize what the bracket needs to look like for a team to get into the league. The remainder of this tournament, you need to be top 7, I believe, or top 8 to get into the Challenger tournament. All of the teams from here on out, to my understanding, are qualified for that Challenger tournament. For the rest of this bracket, we're actually playing for seeding. The next day that we stream European qualifiers, we're going to have that Challenger tournament, and the top 4 from there are going to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the top 4 or top 2 from there get into the league. So we still got a whole bunch of hoops to jump through if we are Icy and if we are Void. But for the time being, right now, you've done the job. Now you're playing for seeding. All of the stress is off of your shoulders, and you are just able to kind of play freely for the time being. All of your opponents from here on out are going to be solid teams. So taking a look at Icy. We just got to the opportunity to watch them play against, I believe, Premonition. They won that series. It was a 4v5 in the hardpoint, but nevertheless, they looked good, and they looked good in the search as well. Really, really nice takeoff out of them. Didn't get to see a control out of them, so we'll see if Void are able to take it. But Void are coming back here from a matchup with Enigma where they lost a 4v5 series. So we'll actually have to see what this team looks like against the team, the caliber of Icy. But
the irony, it's like, hey, we won our 4v5, you lost your 4v5. It's only destined that we face off here in this best 3 that I'm about to go over. As we're going to switch things up a bit. The next 2 series are going to be the best of 3s, copy pasted. Moving forward, it's going to be firing range hardpoint followed up with a summit, search and destroy, cap it all off with a slums control. This is a little bit more of what we're used to as far as like map selections, minus maybe the summit, search and destroy. Am I right?
Yeah, minus the summit, but still the slum's great control map. Firing range, it's a staple. It's the new firing range skin where there are some differences on this map than there were on the previous version, but still a great map. And yeah, nobody goes out of their way to play summit search anywhere. Maybe the Brazilians do, but over here in North America and Europe, we don't see it too often. But regardless, we've got Void on the good side, so we'll see if they're going to be able to convert their opportunity here at getting free time. Goat's going to get onto the hill. The nice smoke is going to come through. There goes Vins for the first blood, and Goat, the first opportunity to get some time. He's going to win it, and 3 immediately shifts down to cover the spawn trap. Nothing there quite yet. Icy's on the top side of the map here in the trailer area. And the kills are cycling through. They got the Void team in the lower spawn trap.
Yeah, they do. Calo's going to be able to break the trap a little bit. Oh, you've got to... Whoa! Gets the melee. Calo. We won't talk about that one. We saw it. Surely enough, I needed you to go big, but with a name like Doom, you expect a lot more, and surely enough, he packed a punch a little bit. Putting up a little bit of a fight. Vin's now trying to get the rotation through the trailer site, trying to prevent any kind of rotations through. He's going to get swallowed whole, and that's going to be the point being held now. Is Icy not giving up just quite yet. 22 seconds on the board here for the side of Void. Trying to fill that hole is the rotation over onto the armory site. It is going to be, yet again, Void all over the premises. 3 in the perfect setup. Bottom side 10 is shut down. That is going to be Vin's. Good for 1, but surely enough, Brinks and Starkito going to be able to find 2. The bottom side of the hill is where we're going to find a lot of the spawns for the site of Icy now as they're trying to buckle up for their first hit. They've got the hill surrounded. It is all but compromised. Calo gets the kill credit and a swift wipe right onto the objective.
really nice position for Icy to find themselves in, and we got to note a couple of differences between this map and the previous iteration of it, as we see a hop-up kill go on there, and the squiggly line is going to get another one there. Right to turn away the second one, Doom is going to get that kill, but going back to those changes, on the previous iteration of firing range, the P2, the top of it, you could pred it, you could throw nades through it, you could do all of these things, but in this version of the firing range that we have here, the Black Ops 4 version, that P2 is actually indestructible, so you're actually not going to be able to get projectiles or Predator missiles in there, so if you have streaks, you're going to have to now really see priority shift onto that trailer where you do have those holes in that roof, so we'll actually see later on if that becomes a factor. It looks like Calo's working on some streaks of his own. He's got that care package there, so we'll see. But regardless, the early time has gone the way of Icy. They also do have the 60 early setup on that trailer. Doom's going to hit the entry, he's not going to quite get it, and they've got the spawns going. Everything is rolling really nicely for Icy so far.
It is, and what was starting to be a great start to this map. They had a hell of a P1. They've only been able to capitalize on 5 points since now. Is buckle up for this post rotation setup. The break, 20 seconds in, it's been flawless so far for Icy. The Grav Vortex is going to shut off that point of entry, and surely enough, they're going to be able to hold off for the first 30 seconds. Now, the second wave of players trying to make their breach through. Doom says, hey, I like your Grav Vortex. Let's see how mine works. He's going to be good for 2, and the break is going to come in. It is much needed. Time is of the essence. P4 rotations are being made here for the side of Icy. 2 players already saddled up for that rotation. Doom trying to hold the fort down. Big 2-piece of defeat, but it is Squiggly Line who comes through and prevails ultimately. So HVK with that large ammo, just absolutely nasty. Not nasty enough for Vins, who's got the whole crew what has been meta for quite some time after recent updates. Gonna go through the jump up through the P4 rotation, and we're going to ruffle back up for another rotation over towards this wood site now. Well, first rotation, but an early rotation that's going to be spoiled this time around. It's Icy who's not going to be able to benefit from it.
So far, so good for the side of Icy. They are taking time, but Doom is in a nice position on the top wood. He's going to take 2 with him. Clear out the point a little bit there, but the port of entry there for the team Icy, still spawning in the bathroom area. A nice smoke is going to come out, and you know, it's really interesting. I'm watching this game, and I'm seeing some things that I haven't seen before necessarily. I'm seeing a little bit of Peacekeeper, throw back to the Japanese teams over there in over there in stage 5. We're seeing a little bit of HVK. We've seen that a little bit with like Yawn and a couple teams in North America testing that out. And I love to see the diversity as well in operator usage coming out from Icy. We're seeing 3 claws, we got a Sparrow, we got a Vortex, still rocking that tac flashes there. So we've got a team in Icy that's prepared to handle a variety of different situations that Void is potentially able to throw at him. It's Narkito, he's going to win a really nice one there. Kalo still has control of the trailer. This is going to be a really important gunfight here. Elizabeth, this is SKS on SKS action. The winner here is going to get time on the point, presumably, as Kalo might take it. Here it goes. But Elizabeth is actually going to get that, and she's going to have a nice, clean angle to shoot into the hill and potentially trim a couple kills off of the spawn. But just as I say that, Kalo equalizes it and puts his team in a nice position. Now he's got the angle to shoot into the hill. He's going to get gunned off of it by a sub cross map, and they're actually doing really well, just like P1 at the start of the game at getting this time. So maybe if they can capitalize a little bit on this 30 seconds as Goat gets another really strong one here. He's going to get another one there with the help of his teammates. They can perhaps transition this into a P2. Another interesting thing about this firing range, you see that side bar that everybody wallbangs next to the ramp?
Yeah.
You actually can't shoot that anymore. So P1 is a lot
not chalked
safer
anymore.
now. Yeah, P1's not chalked anymore. If you get that lower spawn set for the other team, it's the potential for you to get kills is actually pretty high. So nice transition regardless from Icy, and 141 to 93. This could get out of hand.
This could get out of hand. Let's see how they're handling diversity. We're going to go ahead and dive in for the comms of Void, see how they sound off now as our first listen in for the side of Team Void.
È dentro. Uno guarda mid.
Porco.
Occhio, non andate da tunnel.
Long. Ah, mi ha ucciso il
Andato dentro. Vado retro.
Occhio, barrel.
Barrel ancora, barrel 2, barrel 2.
Ho smoccato giù. Uno finestrino.
C'è lo spray inside.
C'è uno sdraiato, eh. Fatto il side. Barile da barrel.
Entra dalla finestra della Ira. Dentro, sì. One shot, porta. Fatto. Dietro, pica. Rimani.
Sto andando next.
Un inside a destra.
Morto quello.
Faccio mid 2. Va dentro 3.
All right, comms there, not necessarily the greatest, but hey, you're battling a comeback, and right now the thing's not looking too great here in trailer side either. 181 to 108, Zim, things start to slip away from the side of Void, and man, they've had trouble getting the regain, and these money hills have not been very productive in any regard.
And everything that you would expect from this team after seeing successful P1s, you'd think that they'd be able to shift that into really nice P2 control, and then from P2 a nice chain into P3, but repeatedly we're seeing IC forfeit time on P1 in favor of the better position in P2 and really capitalizing on those first wave kills to put the other team in a negative position on the next spawn. A really nice chain into the trailer is going to go a long way too, and this is this kind of map where if you allow these teams to chain 60s on you, it gets snowbally, it gets oppressive, then the operators come in, then the score streaks come in, and we're not having fun. So we really got to see the Team Void step up and get a couple kills and try to bring it back here in the Woodhill.
All right, Woodhill is about to be popped open. 13 seconds before it does so. Doom, oh my god, gets absolutely turned on. Callow handed him the one-shots. The SKS is so lethal. I didn't think it would be that up close and personal, though. The break now looking like it could be a thing, but it is going to be the middle of the map. Goat's cutting it off. He's going to be able to hold off the forces for now. Layer's going to be able to get credit for 2. Callow, though, making big shots and big things happen here. The break looking inevitable. It is going to come through. The Sparrow popped. This might be it. It's lock and load now or never. 15 seconds left to go. 40 seconds in the hill altogether. Plenty of time here for the side of Icy to shut this one down. It might be hot outside, but it is icy as hell here in this P4 site. Doom with the slide peek. He's going to get shut down. It's a wipe altogether. One player left standing, and Vance, he gets capitalized on, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1, 250, 113. Very lopsided affair. It's going to go into the hands of Icy, coming through with the utmost ice shots coming in for game number 1.
You mentioned it at the very start of the game. They had a great P1. I think they got like 25 points or something like that, and didn't actually sniff any time until the next set again, where they got another 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And then from there, you're getting scrap time on 60s. I mean, the SKS was popping off, the subs were working, ARs were doing their work, Hunter Killers coming out getting 2 pieces, and the spawns continuing to be very, very oppressive for the side of Void. This looks like a team that is going to struggle in the respawn modes against a team like IC, where the fragging power is just a little bit too much, but potentially we can reset the series a little bit, take a look at a summit, search and destroy, one that neither team inevitably is probably particularly practiced on, and really see if we come out swinging. Maybe we can take a search and go to a control. But for the time being, we'll also have to look and see who's going to get the defensive side. I don't recall immediately who had blue on firing range, but it looks like, if I remember correctly, Void had the good side on hardpoint. So yes, they're going to get good side on defense as well. That's
okay.
I guess a little unlucky, but a little unlucky for IC. But they're going to start with the defense. Summit is a defensive sided map. You got the bomb sites firmly entrenched on the defensive position. So maybe that's a little bit of an advantage that Void can exploit to get a map win.
You are absolutely right. We're going to get geared up for game number 2. What could be the last one here for Void if they can't get their act together. That hard point started pretty promising, as Zim and I have mentioned, but you know, those value and the money hills just weren't there. P2 setup seemed to be promising. If you have a good P1, or if you even get, we'll just say, we'll set the benchmarker low. We'll say you get a fourth of the points that are available on a P1. It's 15. They got 22, so they got, you know, a little more than, you know, what would be recommended off of a P1. 15 and 20 would be probably like respectable, right? But then you roll into a P2 and a P3 and you just get absolutely obliterated. Like there was no traction on the sites. And on top of that, you're only getting scrap off of P4 the first time around. The second time around, you were fighting for your lives, and surely enough, that's where the game ends. So players in the room, not yet initialized necessary component downloads. I wonder who that could be. Peanut Peterson. Infamous.
Oh shoot, is it really?
The Notorious.
Is it me?
I don't know. It says you. Could be a bug though.
I have all the maps downloaded.
Exit the lobby and join back.
Let me see. Yeah? No? Maybe?
Go ahead and spam it. Wow.
Okay, we'll put that to download then. I guess it doesn't have it downloaded.
That's okay.
Maybe I'm hacking. Oh,
He's hacking, chat. He's on another what was the not another emulator, not the game loop, the COD Mobile approved. If you are just now joining us, we're getting geared up for game number 2. Game number 1 was a blowout in a firing range hardpoint where Icy took the cake. They're going to be looking to close it out here on a Summit Search and Destroy. But as Zim mentioned it, it's going to be the first 6 rounds for them on the attack, so they're going to have to battle adversity. Uphill battle, we'll see if they can, you know, tweak it and make it something that's good for them now, as we're going to go ahead and jump right into the action. Prediction-wise, those Scotties were looking hot for Icy, man. Maybe that first series just wasn't a good showing. This second one, hey, they're looking like they are, like, finely crafted and very well groomed and ready for this series.
It's hard to debate right now against IC. We saw them play a very, very difficult takeoff offense and make it look poetic in some ways. So surely they're going to capitalize and continue that kind of pace. They look like a strong S&D team as it is. We're going to look early to make sure that the team imposing their will and winning their engagements in the top side is probably the team that's going to be getting time. Squiggly is going to be looking around for some kills. He's actually going to see a guy at the bottom of the gondola area. That's going to be Lair, the opposite sniper. Unlucky for Lair as he hit Marker's Candy, flying across the screen there. But solid control of the mid, and all eyes on Candy right now. They just hit up this right here, the scaffolding, and have a nice opportunity to look down and potentially get a kill.
Oh, we'll see. Cheeky spots, cheeky angles, cheeky shots, nothing in the gondola. Candy's just going to go ahead and double back down. So all eyes on them to perform right now. Going to have to settle for just playing a little bit more time right now. As we've seen, nobody has gone down as of yet. Rushes is in prime position with this R9, and you're certainly able to utilize it to its fullest pending he gets into a spot. Cubby site is where you're going to want to peek that. Doom's right on the outskirts. Nobody is content with peek. Everybody's just relaxing and sitting back waiting for the action. Well, Callow going to take things in his own hand. Brinks is going to eat some shots. Callow's going to be a casualty. Bomb's going to go down nonetheless. We're going to have an even playing field with 45 seconds left to go. It's a 4v4. Rushes and Candy going to get some shots in. Candy's going to get Goat taken down. Players dropping, though, as Rushes are going to get traded out. And we've got, yet again, another even matchup.
We've got a MAC-10 on site for Elizabetto. Haven't seen that in a little bit, but the shots are going to come through on the A-Long, and the beam comes out on Snarkito with the bomb defuse as well. Maybe that's something that we got to pay attention to a little bit. Elizabetto with the MAC-10. Interesting usage there on a map like Summit, but I mean, I suppose if there is a map that you would want a gun like the MAC-10, it would be a map like Summit. Very tight angles, very short lanes. Perfect for a sub that has a rate of fire like that. Fennec is also another strong option. We're seeing that a lot in North America with the new Sync AOV or FOV option. But a strong defensive retake there on the bomb site. That is not a easy
no, it's not.
retake here.
It was slow to develop, too. I mean, you think about it. It was like 1-for-1 trades going down. You sacrifice your life, but you get the bomb down. So the trades were there, and everything looked promising after that A-bomb plant goes down. But right now, it's focused on Goat, who's going to be able to find the first blood. The heady of Rushes, who's going to rush right down the middle of the pipe. He's going to get dropped. As he is, oh man, he was literally right in the enemy spawn. So surely he had to be dealt with. Nonetheless, bomb plant not coming through. No trades coming through for the attacking side, and a little bit of uncertainty so far here on this attack for the first 2 rounds so far for the side of Icy. As soon as I say that, Snarkito and Squiggly lines, they combine for 2, and the advantage right back in their hands.
I like that it appears that Icy knows exactly what they want to do on offense. I mean, that first one, although they didn't quite win the round and the trades kind of happened negatively for them, getting the bomb down on this map is very, very difficult. And just look at how they're clearing this right now. It's every single corner. They're jumping across it together. They're making sure that they're on point with their trades. And another opportunity now to lay the bomb down. It's going to happen right under Layer's nose. Brinks does have a smoke for the escape. He can potentially use it here, but surely that they know there's a person over there in that area. He's going to get hit marker by, I believe, the sniper in that mid-map. Oh, by Callow. Okay.
Callow, yeah, Callow had a...
Squiggly line. Squiggly's in a really nice position to get some cutoffs.
Callow's in a goat spot right now. He's got the angles. Oh, free kill right there is Squiggly line Zim. A little bit of premeditated murder right there as Layer's the last player alive. Perfect execution. Learn from the mistakes in round number 1. They just needed a few more pieces of the puzzle taken off the board before they get that bomb plant down. They did it without any casualties before or after going for that positioning. So, good job there. You mentioned it. They knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to clear each and every angle. They wanted to double back for the A site, and they did exactly that, and they handled it perfectly. You had Candy, who was just cutting the middle of the map, a.k.a. Squiggly lines, waiting for anybody to transition through. So the lovely use of the smoke is going to be closing off Layer, who is, I mean, scout reports already told us 2 rounds in a row he's been there. He's going to have to double back and beautifully placed. I think we didn't see a lot of utilization, but it doesn't matter. Layer is going to be able to utilize the snipes, catch Callow, but that's going to do one thing. It's going to prevent this bomb from going down initially. Rushes is going to get dropped as well, and the side of Icy, they don't like what they see, so they're going to stop the second attempt at this plant, and things are starting to go a little south here for Icy.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even care if they get traded out like this. Like the pathway to the bomb site looks clean every single time. It's perfect. It's just straight up them versus the other team. You got to win these gunfights. But the smokes, I mean, I don't see smokes like this in North America.
Nope.
I don't see smokes like this in Garena. I haven't seen smokes like this for quite honestly a very long time. These are very, very strong utilization of the utility, as we're gonna see Candy knock a dude off the heady. That's a tough shot to win, and he's gonna kill Doom. We got another one there again. Elizabetto just lurking in the ravine there, or the side of this. Got the sniper working in a 1v3. Elizabetto's the next one up. See if they're going to be able to catch that. Nice skin on the Locust. Elizabetto versus the sniper mid-map here is going to come. Here goes the engagement.
Oh!
The sniper's going to come through, but lose the engagement to the MAC-10, and there goes a 2-to-1 round advantage on the defensive side. And this is what you want if you're Void. You want to slow down that pace. You want to stop them from planting the bomb. And when you get that bomb down, you want to shift towards it. They put a MAC-10 right on top, and they made sure that that bomb was not accessible in that 1v1 scenario.
You gotta praise Layer for that last round. I mean, he did the one thing he needed to do. He needed to double back, and he needed to find that one trade, and all that did was create a little bit of uncertainty. Well, we've seen Poetic pushes towards these sites, perfectly executed with the smokes. When one thing goes wrong, the lack of commitment afterwards just, oh my god. The consequences afterwards were shown in that round alone. That last one, Layer going to be able to tee off with his first shot there. Is going to be able to take down Rashes. Callow is also taken down. Brink's going to be able to get the trade. Doom's down. Squiggly Line's going to be able to pick up their 6. And it's a monster of a game. Some would even say a demonic one. We'll see if some more demonic breaths come through from this Locust. As they are trying to heat up, and surely enough, evening the tables.
God damn.
There's the shots. It's Crispy. Looking for another. He can't be stopped. Vins last alive, and he doesn't want any of the smoke. The demonic breath is breathe a breath of fresh air into the lungs of this IC team in the 3rd round. Flop, 4th round successful. It's been a back and forth affair so far. 40 seconds on the clock, Sim. Vins ain't no way as long as Squiggly Lines is alive, right?
You love to see it. I mean, she's really putting that work in up the top, not letting anybody that peeks walk away with it. But Vance has a really nice nade from the heavens there. He's going to take another one there with the gun, 2 onto Brinks, and now it's Squiggly Lines versus Vince. But I suppose if you are Icy, if there is a player that you want on the map in this situation, it is going to be this player. But Vince has the read. He's going to get it. 1 versus 3 action. The nade from the sky is going to get the first kill and make it absolutely doable. The trade right afterwards leads directly into a kill in the con. And the reads are really nice out of Vince there. He's going to get around and bail his team out, put his team in a position now to go 3-1, and that's got to be a backbreaker. We got to look for a regain immediately.
Oh my, bro. I don't know how devastating. I think Candy's positioning, Squiggly Line, was just like, hey, you know what? I don't know if I could take this guy down. This guy is a monster right now. He gets 2, 1 with the nade, the 1 with the close-up. I mean, I don't think anything better could have happened for that 1v3 clutch to come through, so I'll eat my words. Hell of a clutch for Vins. I see his veins here in this Icy map of Summit, but Icy has not been on top of their game so far. We'll see if they can regroup and regain. This is a nail-biter of a game. These rounds have been hectic. Right now, we're looking for the old faithful rushes from the top side. Going to be able to get good for one. The bomb plant goes down along with it. We see the post-plant positioning now. Snarkito trying to cover the backside of the map. Homie, where you going? They're over there. Doom's up top. He's going to be able to come down, bring the swift justice of the CBR into his hands. And the player advantage slowly disappearing here. Candy's on an island. Surely enough, the smoke's going to save him for a second, but it's Doom, the follow-up. He's Shear the Reap Your Soul. Brinks trying to go big. Now it's all up to Callow. 1v3 of his on. I don't know, Zim.
This is doable.
This is certainly doable, but positioning, not quite there.
Yeah, unlucky.
Oof, that was tough. What a round of just everything just goes wrong for the side of Icy. I mean, the plant positioning, post-plant positioning was good. I think it all started when that player, who was it that made the rotation all the way on the backside? Was it
Doom?
It was Doom. Doom made the flank route, but he cut that player off who was, I don't know, he had no business just running freely like that. He should have just been holding the angle, right?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Strong defensive setup still from the side of Void, as Goat is going to get a nice kill onto Rushes again. They can't find any opening here. We're looking at Candy on the map. See if they can equalize it a little bit. 5 versus 4 action. Still absolutely doable. This is one of those kinds of maps where the spacing works in your favor if you are a sniper in some of these angles. Nice clean lane down here for Crystal. As long as Crystal's not playing in the con or playing in any of these areas, you got some clean lanes to work with. See if we lurk around here. Goat's there on the head glitch. Just going to see the scalp but not actually get the kill there. Peek the con a little bit. Elizabetto's been sitting here recently. Let's take a look at Elizabetto, see where she's repositioned to. Into that con area. Candy's on the prowl. She's looking around. I like the lack of movement here for the side of Icy. You're letting your sniper work. Void is not necessarily giving anything to that sniper. Goat's going to get another one. MVP so far has been Goat. Get 2 kills on the round. Put your team in a really nice position. Here goes Candy. Pick up a gun. Says, I'll do it myself. And is looking around. In the 5 versus 3 situation.
Oh,
surely you see the gun sticking out.
Oh my god. That was such a great position and play for Goat and Elizabetto. Elizabetto is nothing on this map without Goat. Why? Because they're playing that support role. You're trying to just clean up anything that happens in the midst of the action. Not only do you save them, but you get the kill to go along with it. Snarkito, though, puts himself in a good position to collect. Bad thing is, it's 2 versus the world, 2v3 style. Bring's trying to get this bomb plant down. A little bit of intel from Vins, the man with the 1v3 ice. Brinks has got to commit. There's not enough time. The bomb plant's not going to happen. Vins is going to win the gunny anyways. 5-1 as we flip sides. And what several rounds could have gone either way. Icy just getting outplayed to the highest capacity. Vins the 1v3 clutch. The post plant retake there from the side of the defense. Now we're going to flip the script and give the chance for Void to sound off here on the attack. And I got to say, 5-1, that's pretty comfortable lead as we go into this flip. Am I right?
It's that defense on Summit. You did the job. You got 5 of those rounds, just like you said, and now the other team gets a crack at it. We'll actually be able to see Rushes potentially put himself in a nice spot here in this corner with the R9. Anything else interesting? We got Snarkito on the A-long potentially with a very fast sub. He can maybe hit that flank. He doesn't know it on the map, but that snow is very, very open. You only got a 1v1 right there with a sniper rifle if you wanted to take it. But the pacing is looking really good. Candy's got a really cheeky, nice spot. Clearly seeing the top, giving that information. Goat's going to towel it, but an invisible wall is actually going to stop that bullet from finding its mark. And Goat's going to prime a nade for it. Maybe Goat can actually get a kill. Here comes... And that will narrowly land short. But we have an engagement right here. Rushes with the shotgun. He's going to pick up 1. Get another one on the con there. Another one right above him.
Oh,
Here
baby.
There goes 3 on the clip. Kills Doom. Goat is right above him. 2 snipers versus a shotgun in the enclosed area. And yeah, this is great play. Double back, reposition. Let your sniper do the work on the cross right here. And a great round so far out of Rushes.
A great round. He had 1 coming in this one. He's cleared 3 off, and that's going to give the player advantage right back in the hands of Icy. Can they capitalize on it, though? Possibly. Look at where this bomb's at. I'm not sure Vins had the right mentality. It's like right on the outskirts of, well, right in the inskirts of P2, and Rushes is just lurking. Lair looking to deal the damage to take him out, jumping up and down. I think Rushes has an idea is there, but he's not going to commit to the push. Candy looking for the shots. The cross right there in the cubby sight. They were looking for the pinch approach. It's not there. The follow-up Not going to come through. The Deagle reach out. He's half. He's one. He wants to smoke. It's 10 seconds. This round's lost. Rushes is going to get credit for the kill and the bounce back and the regain here for Icy. All too confident here on the defense. A little bit of a blunder at first, but they regain, more importantly, and Rushes, that MVP player of that round.
Clean 4 kills there for Rushes, and this is going to quickly become a problem for Void. You got to figure out how to deal with this guy. Got to stun him, got to nade him out. See if we can get him out of his comfortable position. But there goes the nade. It's narrowly going to kill him, just like we said. But a lucky bounce is going to make him just one shot. And I want to take a look at Snarkito real quick. He really did get deep on that A-long last time, and actually didn't see anybody. So potentially he's gonna maybe recognize that from the previous round and see if he can take a flank. But that may be a big catalyst for this kind of really falling on Void's back. Doom is in a really nice spot though. We got a strong top setup over here looking for the side of Void. Looking for the first blood. We got Candy on the right side of the map. Not where anybody is positioned currently, but Rush is in a really prime position right now. We got shots from Brinks over. They clearly know that there's a whole team to deal with in the top side. We're going to take a look at Rushes real quick. He's in a really nice spot. Here comes the drop down. He's got goat in the sights, and Callow's going to get a kill onto Doom. Another one. He sees a kill in the connector area, but he's going to reposition just to get away from that. And Snarkito, very, very patient, holding down the site, doing his job, letting that sniper rotate off so that she can help the team. And so far, so good on the defense for Icy.
Yeah, you called it. You said Rushes, they needed to take him down. They needed to find a way to get him out of there. What they did was they naded him, and he was one shot, right? And so his one shot, he had to push up, and he was waiting for one player to push through, and he capitalized on that one player and got back out of dodge! Good night, the R9. He's going to get credit for the assist on the other. Snarkito, patient is all get out, prowls when necessary. 5-3, gap being closed. The defense standing strong so far. 2 rounds, rock solid. And what looked like a promising start, that nade doesn't complete the job, and it pays. It comes back and it pays and it haunts them for the side of Void. You can't deal with the pest and Rushes. You put him in a compromising spot where he was on an island. If you had a chance to deal with him, that was then. Unfortunately, you forgot he was there. You forgot he was lurking around. Forgot that you naded him. Forgot he was in this position. And Rushes just played time to the fullest. So, big bounce back round yet again here for the defense as they're trying to recruit. It was a 5-1 rolling into the split and flip. Right now we flipped and things are starting to look a little better here for the side of Icy.
Gotta like the play call here. You're having a trouble sometime getting the shotgun out, so they're gonna go to the longer range A-long. But you got Snarkito, who's been largely dormant this entire map. He's in the position now. He's gonna get a nice 2-piece there. Has a 3 right on the other side. A little bit of patience will go a long way, but Goat is on the head glitch. And here comes the flank by Brinks. It's happening fast. Callow gets a kill in the middle here, and if Layer falls on the flank here, the round will collapse. Layer's gonna get another one, but Layer may not know that there's another player here. Maybe he does sniff it out, but the mantle is not gonna go his way. Brinks will complete the flank, and the swallow will happen. But you like the play call. You're having trouble with the shotgun. Get away from that. We just need to see a little bit of aggressiveness happen on the side of Void. You gotta push the pace there while the shotgun's out of position on the other side of the map, and try to work that bomb. But
love it.
Again, another solid round from Icy.
It is sound and solid. Everything's secure on the defense. Rushes, if he's not doing it with the shotty, he's doing it with the nade shots. And add more grief to the devastation. It's a squiggly line coming through. Venz is dropped. The man with the ice in his veins from the first few rounds, not going to be a factor. Layer, Doom, and Elizabetto are the last 3 alive, and they're looking to deal some damage. Look at Elizabetto. A little bit of a compromising position. One player isolated right here is you got Rushes. But on the backside of Rushes, you can narrowly see it. It's going to be Brinks holding down the B cross. So, priority on the top side. You've got Connector covered from Rushes. So, a little bit of support goes a long way. We'll see if anything progresses now as Elizabetto says, you know what, I don't think this is the play. Let's go ahead and reconvene. Let me see if I can get this hop up. We'll see if we can get some positioning now as the alerts. Not necessarily coming through, but the alert of the bomb being picked up is going to give some information if they spotted it. Good defensive setup now. Is Brinks going to be able to pick and tear away at the last player's remaining? Doom's drop. 45 seconds on the clock. It's a 2v5. This one's going to be a very difficult one. On top of that, Callow's going to be able to take down Layer. Elizabetto gives away their location. It's an all-out manhunt. They are on the prowl. They are collapsing on them. Candy, you nasty. Why you gotta do him like that? Also, huge shout out to No Man coming through with the 5 gifted tier 2 subs, man. Hot damn, bro. Much love, much appreciated. If you got a sub from No Man, make sure you thank him. He's an OG. Absolute legend.
Strong round there for Icy. Aside from the kills, I think the most important thing there is that Snarkito continues to get up onto this A-long largely for free. And that previous round, he actually took it. So now I think he's actually going to just sit on this for a little bit here. And eventually when the kills or that pressure starts to mount on that top side, we're going to look for him to take this fast flank quick and furious. Truly at this position, there's absolutely nowhere for the bomb side to go. You just kind of have to win your first blood on the front side. But you have no backside protection here. Absolutely nobody respecting the flank. And we'll have to wait and see how long it takes for Sharkito to figure out on the back that he can actually flank.
This is tough. Like, Lair, thank God, is going to be able to find one, but Rush is able to deal the damage on another. Callow's going to be able to get the cleanup on that kill. That's going to leave 2 alive. 2v3 scenario, certainly doable, but you got to find a way to stop starting these rounds off, like, at a standstill. I feel like we've seen 3 rounds in a row. They're just, like, in top chilling, looking for picks, and just not finding them. You've got to put the pedal to the metal, as you mentioned. You just got to be aggressive. You got to take a chance. It's got to come sooner or later. Or you got to just re-strategize. How many times have we seen them all brute force through the A side or send 3 in A and just take down Starkito? Well, we saw that one round, and he did end up picking 2. There's not much you can do. This defense is just impenetrable. They've been outstanding after this flip. The attack, they were only good for 1, and right now they have not given up 1, so things are not looking good here for the side. Avoid and took a turn for the worst as the 2 remaining players going to get caught right here on the B site. We're on map point. This is for all the marbles. You lose, you're out. You win, you got a chance for overtime. Void trying to figure things out. 5 rounds in a row, they have been just completely just nowhere to go. Every move predicted, every angle covered. Icy, just too damn good here on this defending side of Summit.
I mean, they're doing the job. They've made sure that they've converted. They were down 5-1 and a clean 5 rounds in a row for the side of Icy, and Snarkito again just absolutely cutting off any possible idea of a bomb wrapping back through the A-long. He's taking it away, and they're shifting really, really nicely to the B site. Regardless, even if the bomb does go to the A site, if they don't double back and check this A-long, Snarkito would be directly behind them with a nice opportunity to pinch. We've got Brinks with a Fennec there on the ramp area, and a shotgun here potentially in a spot to get a kill onto Doom. He has no idea, but he is just a couple inches away from death, just as Vinz is as well. Brinks will get a kill and back up. That's the bomb. Bomb is down. Bomb is confirmed. Snarkito on the backside. He knows the bomb is on the weak side, or on the strong side rather, so he can just sit here, wait for a little bit of space to occupy itself so he can take control of it in the backside here. Squiggly line. Here's going to get a nice peek by Elizabeto and take it. Snarkito, a nice engagement on the backside. That's a sniper. The sniper's not in position to deal with the Fennec, but the shorty comes through and kills Snarkito. That's a huge round kill. And now the bomb has a nice opening for the A site, and Lair quickly has to double back. You've got the support of Goat in the front, a 1v1 with Callow in the connector. That's a sniper, but the flank is happening quick. It's a Fennec. The Fennec will catch Lair behind. He's not looking for it, and the bomb is down. He's going to look for more. Doom has to get the kill onto Snarkito, or I'm sorry, onto Brinks in the back, but he's getting pinched by 4 as well. Here comes the collapse. He doesn't see it. Nice position. Has to kill Brinks. The gunfight's won by Doom.
Okay.
A nice turnaround instinctually. It's doable. The kill on the pillar. Doom has an opportunity. He's half health. Another one
my
right there.
God.
The kill onto
He's
Callow
going
comes through,
huge.
and a nice 2-piece onto Squiggly. Keeps his team void in this search, and now it's overtime.
Icy
From
with
here it gets very interesting because it switches.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's no advantage here.
No, there's no advantage, and Doom absolutely goes big when the occasion is needed. Certainly, we're going to get the flip-flop back and forth. How many rounds can this last? Well, I think max is 20 right here. It's first to win 2 in a row. Only one round won, just to keep note of, for both teams on the attacking side. So, statistically speaking, you're looking at a 50-50 shot for both teams winning the defense. Or actually, it's like a 90% winning the defense, and it's probably much higher. I'm not good with numbers. Nonetheless, bomb goes down. Rushes drop. Kalos drop. Brinks has got good positioning. Candy's holding the line on the backside. Vin's taking things in his own hands up front. As he's looking for the collapse, here comes the hit. Elizabetto coming through. Good shots. They're crispy. Brinks holding the fort down. He's just waiting for someone to peek. He's got backside support. Doom slips right past him, right into the hands. Vin's dropped. Things not looking good now. 12 seconds on the clock. You got to deal the damage on the one player. Brinks, where's the call-outs? 3 for him to close it out. Positioning over everything in the first round on the attack is basically handed to nobody calling out where Brinks was. As we are on map point yet again, this time it is back in the hands of Icy.
Oh, it was a great round there. Devastating for Void to lose a defensive round, but the post-plant setup was too strong from the side of Icy. And now Icy goes on into the defensive. Remember, we're in overtime. The rule is win by 2. So if we do see another round win here from Void, we'll extend it another opportunity. And then it'll flip and the momentum will change. But Elizabetto is in a really nice position here. Doesn't see 2. Right on the other side of it, that's a shotgun. A little bit of Mac 10 on R9 action there in the connector potentially. Shots going down on the top side. Here comes the engagement. Here comes Vince. He's swinging the corner. Callow's going to die, and Layer's going to pop off a huge kill. That's connector kill. That's the shotgun. That's rushes. You see that indicated. You know the shotgun's off the play. Kills Brinks on the corner. Now the bomb goes down, but Squiggly Line is not going to let it happen for free. That's 15 kills. As we're going to see Squiggly just reconnect and give 5 time to reposition. But Layer has nothing to do with that. He's going to take that away from a really nice spot. The connector. Or I'm sorry, the Fennec is going to kill the top. And now to 1 versus 3 for Snarkito with the Fennec. If you have a weapon like this, if they stay around this B site, that angle and that distance is really going to work nicely for this weapon. But Elizabetto wants nothing to do with that. They're going to take that longer wrap to get those longer lanes. They know Snarkito's a sub. Nice little post plant is going to happen here. The sniper's going to catch up, but he's going to kill the bomb, and the bomb doesn't go down. So now this is very, very, very different for Snarkito. He has an opportunity here with 14 seconds to catch him off. He just has to kill the bomb planter and then run away. Can he do it? The bomb is going down shortly here. They have 5 seconds. If he kills the bomb and runs away, he wins the round. He's going to kill him, and he's going to run away. There's 3 seconds. He's going to stay. He's going to stay put, but Doom sees it, and they're going to win by 2.
My God.
Snarkito with the 1 versus 3 to send his team to the next round.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to, kill everybody to win Search and Destroy. You can just play time. Surely enough, I was like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you just standing there? He's on top of you. Get out of there. Well, he did just enough that. He did exactly as Zim said. He killed the bomb carrier with absolutely no time left to go on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to bring our 3rd series of the night to an end. A very, very unorthodox 2 rounds in a row. It was a 3v1, my guy. How did you not win that? Well, Snarkito, he's kind of a demon. As you can see, lurking around the map. He made that full-on press right on through the A-long site, right? And he just breached all the way to the top. Layer, drop.
Absolutely.
Never stood a chance, right? And the repositioning. He read it so well. He goes all the way back through A-long, covers his tracks, and gets that bomb carrier with absolutely 0 time left to go. Very well executed. Candy might have been MVP as far as kill-wise goes, but Snarkito, that last round, what it's over with the 13 on board, needed to pick up those 2 to shut this Void team down. What could have been 2 back-to-back attack round wins? It's not going to happen here. 8-6 win, 2-0 in the series count. Icy, they're going to be moving on to day 2, or day 3 technically, of qualifiers, but I think that should potentially buy them a spot as a guaranteed slot for a Challenger series. Am I right?
That's
Maybe?
right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, like there's so many teams now to watch out for. Like I've been very impressed with the search from this team. They were down 5-1 on the defensive side, switched over to defense, took, very strong rounds back to back consecutively, took 5 of their own. Got a little dicey there in the overtime, but they were able to make it work. The sniper presence from the Squiggly Line was the candy there was excellent. Snarkito ate up all of that space on the A-long, made it really, really difficult for the bomb to transition back into the spawn, and Brinks I mean, he did his job. Callow, he had some moments there, and Rushes, he solo-handedly won rounds for them. So that's exactly what you want to see out of a team like that in a search that is not commonly played. You want to see some interesting tactics. You want to see some things that people don't deal with every single day, and you got to be confident in yourself. So I'm looking at this team as a potential team to make it through and into the league.
Good analysis there. Icy coming back through the search and destroy. 5 rounds in a row, they took beatings on the attack, and they flipped scripts and put some beatings down. Took it to overtime, but surely enough, they closed it out. Void's out, Icy's in. We're going to get geared up for our 4th and final series of the night. That's right, Sonic Club and Typhoon right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this one. This one's definitely going to be interesting. If it's anything like the last series, which I have to believe it is, because the caliber of talent on both teams certainly suggests, well, you're going to be in for another whopper of a series. So don't go anywhere. We're going to hear a word from COD Mobile as well as our sponsor, Gorilla. We'll be right back after the short intermission. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're still not done with Call of Duty Mobile here tonight. Our next matchup on the hand, some very recognizable names coming through in the booth. It's Sonic Club and Typhoon. They're going to square off in a best-of-3 format on the same maps that we just saw. Give or take maybe +1 or, you know, same exact results. It doesn't matter. Sonic Club looks hella stacked. I think these are, you know, two very high-caliber teams with some potent players on them that can make crazy things happen. Fahim I've seen a lot of. I know we've mentioned Denicio in past. We were just talking about him off air. Need to see him bring his A games to the table because this Typhoon team, they look damn near unstoppable in their first series of the night. Am I right?
They looked really strong. I mean, we saw a really strong SKS play from Mar and with the sniper as well. Taking over the Slums hardpoint, but we're not on Slums anymore. We're on firing range. However, this is another long-range map where those weapons do very well. So we'll actually have to see how the first couple waves go, but Typhoon has the advantage of being on the red side. So all signs point to the red side having that first access to the hill, getting nice first blood angles, and given now that you can't shoot through that P1 wall, maybe the shifts will be a little good too, but hopefully we'll get to see this team not have the same issue where they get the time on P1 and actually aren't able to chain it into P2s. Those are going to be the really important things to it appears to me that Mar is going to be probably the guy and responsible for where the team is going to be spawning as like that anchor Maniar post-up type guy, and the match will definitely be a good one. I'm excited to jump into it. It's our last one. 2 strong teams. Let's go.
Let's go. Here it is. All or nothing. Game number 1. Best-of-3 format. We started off with a firing range. Hardpoint, as Zems mentioned, some of the adjustments and changes to this firing range map has made it a very viable option for P1 to be absolutely just crazy with potential. Capped it off with a very landlocked P2 rotation. Got the right components for success if you make the right shots and push the right angles. Right now it's the focus here for the P1 site. Fahim's going to get dropped. It's 3 in the feed. Typhoon going rampant. Denicio not able to make the ladder hop. And just like that, P1 pretty much locked down with a full wipe off the initial push.
And that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for strong wave into strong bottom shift. We got the first blood. We got the shift off real nice. But super unlucky that in the entire process of that happening, 5 got a back spawn that is causing the other team to Team Typhoon to spawn out. It looks like 5 is actually AFK on the map right now. He's going to come back right here. That's retired. Connected. He's going to get shot in the back by Captain. They're going to try to recover the position, and just as we said that he's AFK, now we got aimed by AFK for Typhoon. So both teams starting on the back foot a little bit with the connectivity issues. Back end of the P1 we'll see Typhoon in the lead by about 8 at the moment as aimbot reconnects. Strong SKS play so far out of the doubles. Mar with 5 and Denicio with 3. The SKSs are shooting hot. Nyx has a really nice set of kills there, and he's got Flak Jacket on the hill, so this is going to be a really nice position for him to be in, not have to worry about those explosives. He's locked down on the hill. He's got a nice one behind here. Retired doesn't seem to know that he's there. Can he check the wall? He's going to get turned on right there. But Captain with the Krig is going to open up with a nice kill, and aimbot still having connectivity issues.
Yeah.
Very rough for the side of Typhoon. But the rest of the team has to progress, and I mean, you look at it, there goes Sonic Club. They've got that P2 time. They're taking time.
That was such a bad series of events for Nyx, who was already on the objective. And he had Retired, who was clearly called out. Nyx wanted to make the push, but since he was the last player alive, he couldn't get the angle. Has to opt to hold the angle, is hold the push through the front side of the door. Obviously, he tries to get the reload off, and we saw pretty much a free kill for Retired. Right now is the side of Sonic Club now reaping the benefits and rewards of getting this break early on in P2. The losses have been cut for Typhoon now as they make the other rotation over to the trailer side. 3 big boys into the objective. 2 big trophies there to hold down the fort. Here comes the push. It is Fahim. He's shut down. Not going to be able to get 1. And 3 standing strong might be enough to hold off the initial wave of players here coming through for Sonic Club.
So far, so good. I mean, you got a full stack onto that trailer. The SKS on the outside eating up those kill lanes. And just as I say that, the Pred comes through, breaks the hill. Nice set of kills there. But Nyx is going to stop it with a 2-piece. Retired will get the 3rd. And here goes again Zaka, another death machine that we're seeing here in the European qualifier. Very interesting. But the recovery has come in, and it's been swift. for the side of Sonic Club. SKS on the outside, lining it up in the middle. Denisio with the Vortex, he's making sure the angle into the hill is cut off with that Vortex. A nice shot into the window is actually not going to get anybody. That's unlucky for him, but 92 to 31 already. It looks like it's going to be troublesome recovery here for Typhoon, but luckily for them, they do have the rotation to the wood side. But the Purifier is getting into the wood. He's going to kill one. He's going to kill two. He's going to see the guy on the backside there, but back out into the back
Captain.
of the wood area. Another 2 kills there, and he's working on a pred. Potentially, we can see the first EMP dropped. If he continues to have strong success in these gunfights, he's going to go down there, and Typhoon recovers a little bit just as the time is about to start ticking.
Yeah, they got a little too kill hungry, right? A little bit out of position. Didn't necessarily get the connection over the P4, but they've been flawless rolling into this P4 setup. Nick's getting a nice bit of action there with a grab Vortex. Shutting down the rotation through jungle site. They're going to have to go through mid. Sonic Club, no fear. They've got plenty of a lead. Not necessarily a cushion rolling into this 20-second marker into the P4 rotation, but Wood, surely enough, wall bangable. Shots coming through from Vinzaka. Not going to be able to catch one, but Vincent there for the cleanup as well. They're going to be able to flush him out, and that is going to be the full break. 30 seconds left to go. Plenty of time to salvage. And if you are the side of... Oh, God. Typhoon. Hot damn. I couldn't even... I had a brain fart right there. If you're the side of Typhoon, you need each and every bit of this 30 seconds. Unfortunately for them, it's Sonic Club who's coming in hot, wreaking havoc all throughout the map. Finally enough, a little bit of peace and quiet time onto the objective, but you need players on the hill. Capitalize on those last little bit of 10-second scrap time. Surely enough, nobody able to keep their foot on the hill for more than 5 seconds. These guys got like goldfish memories, right? Like, bro, the hill's open. Get those points. You need to regain.
We said it before as well. We're looking at Captain as a very, very aggressive player. We said that Typhoon kind of goes as he does. Captain's having a little bit of a slow start to the map. Not a lot of time, not a lot of kills. High engagements at 22. But actually the biggest disappointment so far has been Aimbot sitting at 4 and 12. But to be fair, he did start the game a little bit with those connectivity issues. But Aimbot's going to have to heat up a little bit while they have this position to try to capitalize and make sure they're getting good P1 time into this transition. K is going to win a huge tunnel gunfight and to take another one against an SKS. That's not a gunfight you want, brother. He's going to take it on to Denisio. He says, never mind, I actually do want that gunfight. He'll take away the SKS, and he'll pop another one at the bottom. Aimbot in a really nice, safe position. Remember, can't wallbang this anymore, so he's got that Sparrow. We're going to have to look for that SKS to shift over to the barrow and not allow the tunnel to come through for free. Bohem's on new with the Vortex. And this kind of reminds me of seeing that other team. Strong on P1, but losing that P2 time. This is where the big money is going to be here. The first 60 on the P2, and then the next one onto the trailer is going to be extremely important. Typhoon has a nice opportunity. They've got a little bit of a swallow, but both of the entry fraggers are going to go down. And Aimbot with the Sparrow can potentially open up the map, but the whole team is running through the tunnel. Here come the nades, here come the ARs. Retired on the cross here with another player there, Vincent, with the sub, and the full wipe comes through.
Flawless.
Now Typhoon is entirely spawning mid.
Oh my!
The follow to get some
That's
of that.
a
The double
double
kill for Fahim. Here comes another one, and operators are in the pocket for Sonic Club. They're spawning lower now, and it's a bit of a blender. This one's getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand. Let's go ahead, and before it gets too out of hand, let's go ahead and dive in with Sonic Love. Comms got to be immaculate. Let's go ahead and dive in and see how they sound.
What do you want?
Go next. Go next, please. I don't see anyone 10 now. Go next.
10 is top 10, top 10.
Top 10 dead.
Barrels, push barrels.
One shower.
One mid, pushing you. Half HP.
Mid.
110.
Oh, he's killing me, he's on site, right, he's pushing on the door, he's fighting for the door.
I got P1.
Help him on site, help.
P1, bottom 10, Vincent.
I'm pushing first.
Hey, he's one shot.
Half HP on side.
Dead.
Go on next, please, go on next.
Mid, 1 HP.
Push. He's on left side chiller from the A-long.
All right, you hear it. So a little bit of frustration, a little bit of adversity. They haven't had any kind of like challenges on these value hills, right? These money sites. Right now, it's a break that finally comes through, but for the first 30 seconds, they were dry. Zim.
You hate to see that. This is something that's definitely going to worry me as they get deeper and deeper into the tournament and potentially into the league. you just generally find that teams that sound a lot more positive, that teams that sound like they're enjoying themselves, are teams that have always an opportunity to win any single game that they play in. Looks like it's all business over there, though. They're disappointed in themselves not, I guess, beating Typhoon by more. But I mean, you're in a great position here. You're already up 100 points. You've got a nice break here again for Sonic Club. Typhoon spawning in one of the worst positions that they can possibly be in, just as the hill starts ticking time, and another death machine in the bottom here. Here comes, pre-fires the doorway. There's one. He's got an opportunity, but the death machine goes away, and only one person in the hill there. That's Fahim now. Checks his mid. Doesn't see anything, but he's got help on the hill. There goes another 3-piece for the side of Sonic Club. There's 4. The entire position on the back is compromised. There goes Captain in the back. He's not going to be able to find a kill, and Typhoon has to get into the hill before the game ends. It's 2:30. It's just about to be the end of the game. Captain gets one, but he TKs, kills himself, and it looks like to me that this game's about to be over.
This is 2:43 counting. The wood setup is absolutely immaculate. Captain going to be crept on from behind. The cleanup is there. The regain, even after not so much of a positive listen in, surely enough, they're running this like a business, and business is a booming right now. Big win for game number 1. Very convincing fashion. I think a lot of those money hills, bar that second P3 rotation, were absolutely on point. The regain was strong, though, in the wood side rotation. In P2, I don't think we saw a single time past 5 to 10 seconds go in favor of Typhoon. This has been a very critical start for the boys and girls over at the side of Sonic Club. They're going to be able to take the lead here, 250 to 119. Take a look at the post-action report. Big kills coming through for Big Zaka. I think that's Vincent. No, Vincent's Vincent. Never mind. Just kidding. Who is Big Zaka? Why have I never heard of him? Are the names just not clicking for me? It's RZM? No, RZM is retired. Wait, who's retired then? These names aren't matching up, bro. Who is who? Come on. I don't see Zaka. Okay, Zaka. Okay, this is a brand new character to the scene then.
Well, maybe a potential rookie to keep an eye out if he gets into the league. But a couple things here actually on the scoreboard to take note of. We got Fahim with almost 3 minutes of time. That's incredible. Nice 10 positive there. So he's 26 and 16. He's slaying. He's getting the time for his team, doing it all. You did highlight Fahim as a player to watch before the series started. And he had himself a great match. Denisio a minute on that SKS. That's great. Then we got to look on the other side. 34 kills for Mar. That's great, but no time. Not even a single second of time on that SKS. That's a little rough. And then at the bottom, the elephant in the room, aimbot with 6 kills in an entire 250 hardpoint.
That's tough.
That's tough. We got to find a way to rebound in the S&D.
Maybe get a sub in.
But we all know.
I mean, if you're having connection
maybe
issues.
Get a sub in. Yeah, maybe get a sub in. We're not really at the point of the tournament where we can afford this kind of things to happen, but I mean, anybody's going to be frustrated playing on lag, you know? 6 and 31 though, that's big frustration. We probably got to get him out to get that reset in, but it looks like they're going to stay true to him. They're going to rock with him, and we'll see if they bring something special to the table like IC did on the Summit S&D. They're going to have the benefit of having the defensive side. So we'll look. We did see Captain, didn't we, with the slums? He had that shotgun, so maybe he's inclined to pull that out a little bit on the Summit like Rush's was. Interesting things that we can see.
All right, well, see how interesting it gets right now. Aimbot is certainly feeling the pain and devastation and the grief of having connectivity issues in game number 1. We'll hopefully see possibly a better scenario or outcome. It does look like Sinon has joined the lobby, so
nice
we
lighting.
might be seeing.
I said nice lighting then. All right, here you go.
I was about to say,
Here's
I
your
didn't want
lighting.
to say it,
It's
but
better.
all right, yeah, we can actually see Zim. And look, chat, before we
Maybe a
started the
little
day,
bit.
I was like, Zim, you kind of like up close, just mustache-wise. You kind of look like a budget mustachio AJ, right? I mean, just get the mustache in.
If I looked like Mustachio, I'd be a happy man.
Hey, wouldn't we all? I mean, come on now. Mustachio's possibly the best-looking caster at all of God. And we didn't get to meet him at LAN. That's unfortunate.
We did not. That was a miss by COD
that was a
Mobile.
miss. Yeah. We had a lot of misses. But we had a good time, though. It was a great scene. Raleigh
We did
was
have a good time.
absolutely beautiful. It was cold as all get out, but we managed.
Got some stories out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Some bar stories. some toilet stories.
Oh my god, bro! You heard that? Ain't no way.
I heard that.
Ain't no way. Look, as soon as you said that, I read chat and chat's like, oh, it's because Gone posted it.
You know, I heard that story. That stall, and like the funny thing is, like right before you guys went out to the bars,
yeah,
I went and I blasted that toilet, man. I had my Chipotle, I blasted that toilet, and they told me that Tech was.
I was like, oh my god! I was like, Tech, bro, you know how many cheeks have been on that toilet?
Yeah,
come on, bro, come on.
They said you said to him, Brian, you don't know whose ass has been on that toilet.
Oh my god!
And I'm thinking to myself, my ass was on that toilet.
Oh, it was a wild night, bro. It was a wild night. We had a variety of characters. Everybody who went out, it was Hitman, myself, Marvel was there, Little B was there, and we had Tech, and we also had the luxury of having Extreme and his bodyguard. I say bodyguard. He's not the bodyguard. He was
big old guy, man. He's big.
Oh, Chew Chains, man. We play Warzone with him still to this day. He's an absolute goat, bro. Huge shout out to him, man. Great guy, great character. We had a great time, and I cannot believe you just told me that story. Does Brian know?
Surely Brian doesn't know.
Oh man, he's gonna have to find out the hard way. I'm gonna clip that one and send it to him possibly.
All right, but we get into the Summit S&D. Let's take a look here, see what we got here. I'm looking at Captain as my feature player. We got to see him step up. We got to see him do well. Got to see him be unique. Let's take a look.
All right, let's see. Right now,
he's running it. He's got the shotgun. He's got the shotgun in hand.
Oh, he's gonna have to make it work. We saw rushes. I mean, he was an absolute beast on this map earlier in pivotal times, right? So we're gonna have to see some contribution. Last game he started off slow, and surely enough, on a team like Sonic Club, you can't afford to have any misses. Right now, they're zooming. The nade shot, Captain baked twice. Denicio's dropped the topside control. It's all theirs, and Captain's not just happy or content with that. He wants more. There's 2 for the glory. Big shots coming out and big answer here on the defense. It's aggressive as hell.
I mean, you love to see it. They're not interested at all in playing cat and mouse on this defensive. He's going to challenge with the crossbow. My man is a psychopath. But they're going to rip it. First round on the S&D defense. They're hitting them with a hard point opener. And they're going to get 4 to go with it. Maybe this is a precursor to what this defensive side is going to look like for Typhoon. Or perhaps this is just a different angle for them to mix it in and threaten it against the other team to keep them on their toes. Crossbow shot's going to miss, but the one is in the back, and one tap to the face. He's going to get that. And a really nice round from Typhoon is going to start the event.
All right, well, I mean, we've seen some very aggressive plays and some not so aggressive plays on this map. I think not so aggressive has panned out better, but when you're the defense and you're damn near inside the spawns in the first 10 seconds of the round opening, we'll see the bounce back. Retired, opening up with 1, make it 2. Looking to go 3, but Vincent's there for the trade. The plays coming through, the aggression not panning out this time around. 18 seconds is all it takes. Falling in love with the bounce back here. Yeah. That one didn't work out too well, though. Well played there from the attack.
It was just one flashbang there that destroyed that entire push, and you take a look at it, they had 4 trophy systems, or 3 trophies, so it's kind of surprising that the flash gets through, but nevertheless, here comes the trophy on the lower side, and they're not stopping there. He's going to hit the bottom. Zaka versus Captain action there. The Bison is going to beat the R9 there in the close range. That's very, very, very surprising, but Nyx is in the back here. Doesn't seem like they know. Denicio's in the back. He's going to get backstabbed there. Nyx is going to get off the scene. Flak jacket in hand. He's not able to be killed by explosives, but Nyx gonna get caught by Retired. Cheeky little spot standing on the barrel to look over, and now Sign On alone with the ACOG Rytech. Watched a lot of this in Garena. Loads and loads of ACOG Rytech on this map. Great option. Automatic sniper rifle, cycle those bursts. He's got 2 flashes or stuns to work with in his pocket. He's got an aid. We saw crazier things in the previous search. We'll have to see if he can open up with the first blood.
We'll have to see now. It's certainly going to have to happen. 25 seconds left to go on the clock. It's now or never. Push from Sign On. Gets the intel. Trying to get this fake sneaky defuse. Intel from the cross. Fahim's there. He's trying to get the shutdown. Retired for the collapse. Fahim's going to get the credit. It was never going to happen. 1v2 clutch does not come through. These are vetted players. These guys know what's going on. They know the angles. They know the positioning. They know all of that. They've been here. They've done that. They know what's going on. Can barely pull A round like number 1 that came out just slapped him right in the face, back to back, and we've seen 2 rounds in a row. The defense kind of just selling the bag. The attack now is on the prowl. They're looking for the aggression. It's a little bit of a fallback here from the defense. They're damn well know that they can't get away with what they got away with that first round. And surely enough, the defense falling apart round after round. Doesn't matter if it's a aggressive push or a patient one. It is picked apart. And this one, 30 seconds in, and we're done. 3 rounds rock solid there for Sonic Club.
Seems to me that Sonic Club took personal offense that Typhoon would even dare run at him on
how
the
dare
first
you?
round. They said, we just beat you guys by 100 points on the hard play.
Ain't no way you guys coming out guns blazing, bro. That's not how this works.
Good that they stop him in their tracks right there, but another one, another potential push up top. They don't want it. And 2 rounds in a row, we watched Captain completely whiff on the R9 shots. He's going to have another opportunity right here, but 3 guys.
Oh, man.
He's going to get blasted. There's 4. Nyx is in between a whole bunch of different players as well, and Sonic Club will make another fast round. Go by like lightning.
26 seconds are we trying to like set the world record for search and destroy round bar a miraculous 1 nade that kills a whole type? We're not going to talk about that. Or was it a thumper? I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't even recall right now. A little bit of a change up now as we swap things up and we go over to the A site. It is going to be Sinone shutting down the push, but it is nonetheless the up close and personal Big Zaka going to be able to get the trade. So they do the deed. They're getting the bomb plant down. They're going to go ahead and head for the hills. Now the setup is looking pretty spot on. It's a 4v4 even matchup now as the post plant looking pretty impenetrable. You got 2 up top. We'll make it just 1. Zaka's looking for the cleanup. Nyx up top. There goes Zaka. 2 free kills. The collapse here is just absolutely crazy. They're going bonkers. Typhoon don't even know what hit him right now. Kaze and Mar are the last 2 alive, and man, minus that first round, things have just looked damn near disgusting in this search and destroy so far.
Zaka's just in the right place at the right time. He's got 10 on the board there. Make that 11, and he's going to get it onto Mar. Arguably the best player on the other team. Solid, solid, solid opening. And start to the game from Zaka. We say start to the game, but we're already pretty deep into the search. 5 rounds to 1, and now they're on defense. They were doing that on offense. So now they get the defense. Very difficult to imagine that Typhoon is actually going to be able to get into a nice spot here, but Captain continuing to try to impose his will on the R9 up top. It's just not falling for him. Denisio opens up with a nice kill. There goes retired. Denisio with the second one. 2 scopes to go for this round. Captain with the kill. Captain with 2, and Mar is going to take it. 2 versus 2 now. Mar's going to get another one, and it was a 5v versus 3. Captain's going to get 3, and it's interesting. It's interesting now. It's respectable. We're going to have to see if we can do that again, but probably not the formula you want to take.
We're going to need to see that 4 times in a row.
We're going to have to see that a couple times.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all have been thrown in the absolute gutter after that first round, and the bounce back here was absolutely necessary. Right back at it is Denisio going to be able to pick up the top side first blood. Fahim with another. Vincent's going to get dropped, though, as it's a sea of yellow on your screen. That's the red team. Mari's the last one alive. He's going to get dropped out. 24 seconds. My God, this might be the fastest search and destroy since the update of making the target 2-7. We're already on map point, right? As these rounds have collectively lasted altogether about 8 minutes since we started this search and destroy. These rounds have just been swiftly passing us by, and Typhoon have been in just, I mean, I don't want to be like low-key word with it. They have been in a typhoon of just, I mean, absolute devastation. And this last round potentially is relying on Captain and Kaze. Captain's dropped. It's all on Kaze. It's a 1v2. It's a 6-2 lead. It's a match point scenario. They're going to need a miracle from the gods for this one to come through.
I gotta be honest with you. I am personally offended as a spectator seeing a crossbow attempt to knock somebody off a heady. I am mad. Why are we doing this?
I'm upset.
I don't know. I'm upset.
That's it.
But there it goes. There's Kaze. Sonic Club is gonna make quick work of Typhoon. and the Cinderella story is going to come to a very quick and swift end. Sonic Club proves that they're one of the top teams in this tournament. Denicio with a really big performance there. We got another one from the big Zaka. That's a 7-2 victory for them. And I think that was it for the night, right?
That is it for the night, ladies and gentlemen. The 2-0, that one ended relatively quickly. I think we're, in the break, we're talking about this one being a potential highlight match of the night. Well,
it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was a highlight show for one of these teams, and I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It wasn't for Typhoon. They're going to be exiting stage rather quickly, and that is going to be Sonic Club, one of the teams that I picked to be one of the top guns in this qualifier, coming through with flexing. After that first round on the defense, or on the attack, I mean, we just saw the defense just crumble round after round after round, 5 rounds in a row. Obviously, they were only able to pick up one more afterwards. So that is going to conclude our journey for the night. We are going to give a huge shout out to Call of Duty Mobile for partnering with us to make this happen, as well as Gorilla for coming through and setting up things on the sponsorship side of things. I'm going to give a huge shout out to the viewers who came through and enjoyed it. If you liked it so much, come back Monday. We're going to have some more qualifier/challengers, I believe. I'm not sure. We'll get our act together one of these days. We literally had all the intel last night that we were going to be doing a stream, so just kind of like a pickup opportunity for qualifiers. And I want to give a huge shout out to Zim, man. You absolutely killed it today, my guy. Might be my favorite co-caster since Day left and Gilmania joined. Like, I don't know, man. You should definitely reevaluate and maybe, hey, I'm a hype man. You're an analytical guy. This might work. This might be the duo partnership that nobody ever thought they needed, but they can't live without. Yeah. What happened?
Anytime I get an opportunity to cast with you, it's always really great. I said it a long time ago when I watched you cast me Seeks. Like, you had a voice that I felt belonged in COD casting, and it's always a pleasure. So I thank you for the opportunity. It's great.
All right. Well, we're gonna hear one closeout word from Gorilla, and we're gonna put a bow in this one. Tonight is done, but Monday we'll be back live for some more action. Zim, I hope you get to join us then as well. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. We'll see you then, and make sure you drop that follow and like. We'll catch y'all Monday.